Just check whether we are. Yes, we are. Okay.
Yes, this is basic geometry. Your flat Earth geometry. Flat Earth geometry. This is basic geometry.
It is.
I called you a flat earther.
My name's Ramsey.
Insisting that your flat Earth geometry will work.
I'm familiar with the bubble, Morty. I also dabble in precision, and if you think you can even approach it with your sad naked caveman eyeball in a bubble of air, you're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry.
Did he say a five-sided square question mark?
You're a universal horizontal waterer.
You're drunk.
I called you a flat earther.
You want to experience true level? Do you? Yes. You want to experience true level?
That auto level is establishing a horizontal. That's just the way it is.
Because I've done the test with an auto level, which gives you a horizontal.
Yeah, it's gonna look super flat.
All right, come on. Wow, it's so.
Three coplanar points.
Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
If you're into math, there's a certain shape where you could make a five-sided square.
Are you suggesting that horizontal can't curve?
Oh, everything's crooked. Reality is poison. I want to go back. I hate this.
What's his deal?
Morty. Go to school, Summer. I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little.
Ramsey, come on, that's a globe. And he eventually just gave up and said, yeah, I agree, it's a globe.
Geodesic is a continuous string of infinitely small straight lines.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
It's really flat and level now.
Ramsey, come on, that's a globe.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
Ramsey, come on, that's a globe.
Lance to the cosmic slaughter! Well? You seem to be in charge of what I get to remember. Why? Good question.
Ramsey, come on, that's a globe.
I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little. Wow, it's so. Oh my god! Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
If you're into math, there's a certain shape where you could make a five-sided square.
Ramsey, come on, that's a globe.
Yeah, true level, bitch. Wow, it's so. Oh my god! Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
True level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
True level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
Person to think.
When you get to the end of this test and you have a result and you say level is horizontal and everyone says big whoop, that doesn't prove anything about the shape of the earth, will you then say yes it does?
No.
No. Okay, I'm going to bed. Right.
Okay, so
I'm going to bed.
That level is horizontal is good for you then, right?
I agree. I agree. Level's horizontal. All
Sweet.
Right,
true level, bitch.
Perfect.
Wow.
Nice, mate. I came
Nice.
in just for that. You flipped it, man.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
And we are live. Welcome everybody. It's Friday, free for all. Anybody can come round today. Anybody, if you're in the chat, click on the link, get into the Discord, say your piece, Tell us about your model. Try and sell it if you want. Brag about it. Tell us if you've got a new deity or anything. Any of your new priests have helped you out this week or anything? Who knows? Maybe you've called a few people liars. You'd like to come on and call them liars even more. Tell us if you're triggered by any geometric facts you've heard this week. Maybe how upset you are about the globe logician. Had a bit of a failure on Tuesday. Science has said some fucking ridiculous things this week. Well, somebody on behalf of science has said some fucking ridiculous things, but I don't know whether actual science said anything. Saragaki.
Under what? Science. What would science say about the science that's been talked about this week?
Don't know. I don't know who the representative of science is anymore. Just random people on Discord, or maybe if you've got science in your name on Discord or YouTube. I mean, who knows? We're going over a bit of one of the sciences, blue marble science. So I think that's what the difference is. There's actual science, and then there's this model science.
Online science.
Yeah.
Model. Yeah, model.
And you just have to go with whatever the model says, and that's the science that you're talking about. You don't even have to agree with it. You just have to go with it. Gadget says science went mental this week. Yeah, I don't think you can say that about actual science, though. But, hey, this is the 2022. Like, with this group of scientists don't know the fucking shape of level yet. They're not sure about it. They definitely can't prove it. They don't have any proofs.
Yeah, well, that's their problem, isn't it? That's the proof thing is a bit of a problem for them. But, yeah, being scientists and all. Not being to ever achieve it. Proof. Weird.
Yeah. Let me just get some. I have got some videos. Wanting to go over.
I would propose.
Maybe on the other one. Oh. I don't know where it's gone. Who do I have? Oh, here it is. Yeah, right. I've got a couple of videos to go over, because one of them last night that we had
audio
from one of these scientists, obviously globe model scientists, because he's called Blue Marble Science. Had a bit of a triggering event when we were over here. Actually, I think Dan the Waterman was over there talking to them. So he might be an expert on water, it seems. Over there at Blue Marble Science, so they were sciencing a water level. Quite good fun. We'll go over that in a bit.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I heard that.
And got a few other comments as well that we were going over. FE Dogma and Blue Marble Science. There's that much stuff gone on today. It's a bit hard to keep a track of it this week. There's that many, like, crazy globe scientists saying some really weird things. I don't know what to think. They all seem to contradict each other. But then not see the contradictions. So I'm not too sure. So if anybody wants to come in, that would be good. Saragaki, I don't think he can be here. He's a bit ill. Started off the week. Well, let's say last week on Friday, I went over at like 11 o'clock. I went over to I Can Science That to have a thing. And we have been going over it, and we are going to be going over more of it with Kevin. Some very strange behavior, like unbelievably strange behavior, occurred within that one thing from last Friday. Then whatever the repercussions for that were, it was already set up that Betty, the globe logician, was to come round and have a look at. He'd been asking to see Saragaki's, what he said, proofs on Tuesday, and that was about as embarrassing as I think it could possibly get. The guy claims to be a writer of logic. He's been taught it. He teaches it, and he's wrote books about it, apparently. Papers at something. I mean, all sorts of stories. He came in and he admitted that we don't have any, he doesn't have a proof to offer. Not at all. Not one. And he just came here to criticise, but the criticising other people's proofs never even lasted that long. It didn't go for that long at all. Yeah, we didn't last for that long at all. Cheers, la. And that was just about as embarrassing, I think, as it possibly could be. But that's Betty, the globe logician. He's EDBY on YouTube, if you're aware of who he is. He's the globe logician with no proofs, only criticism, and not even with the ability to name what he's criticizing.
He was specifically asked for pointing out this error in Saragaki's proof, and he was not willing to.
Yeah. Which is, I'd say, embarrassing for a guy that with no proofs, and his only logic is criticizing other people's logic. He didn't seem to have much of a criticism, or he couldn't explain it, which I don't know is deceitful to the Globe side, because I'm pretty sure the Globe side think he has a valid criticism, but he wasn't able to name it. Be specific about what his problem was. That was really embarrassing. And then he ran out. He ran away. He wasn't even able to actually look at the proper logic and the proof that Saragaki had brought, which is a flawless proof, by the way. I mean, go back and listen to that one on Tuesday, Logic Night. That was exquisite, really. It would have been good to hear to hear what Betty had to say about it, but sadly he's not going to be coming back round again. He's shamed himself, sat in the corner with his little dunce hat on. I don't think he'll ever be able to come back here again. And then yesterday we had I can science that, or I can't science shit. I'm not too sure what his name is. He's got science in his name anyway. He came round to once again call us liars, deceivers and scammers, and didn't have much of a criticism either again, and then wasn't able to say anything other than he has a model, and that model says things about what should happen. He did say somebody had a somebody said they had, I was just watching Dunce thing. I can't get that out of my head now. Get it? What did he say? He said, if a water is a plane, or if water finds a plane, or if water establishes a plane, then there can be no globe. So we're just working on a like a modus tollens sort of thing. If P then Q, to sort of help him out with that. Maybe coming at the beginning of the week, maybe midweek next week. So yeah, I mean, it's all about this realizing Euclid. Is it possible to bring Euclidean geometry, which is the foundation of mathematics, geometry, logic, formulates geometry, and geometry helped formulate the mathematics that led us to where we are today. It's the foundations of, it's the elements that you need in order to understand mathematics, geometry, and the logical thought process. That's what Euclid's Elements does. And the question that we've been asking is, can you take those Euclidean elements and the proofs within that and make them real? Can you apply that Euclidean geometry principles to reality? Is there a way for you to link one to the other and perform those things? I mean, obviously, but yeah, that's where we're at this week, and we've ended up in I don't know, a strange position where a group of people that have been chasing us round for quite a long time, pointing fingers at us, calling us things that we're obviously not. I think they're having mini mental breakdowns. The thing that they say can't happen is the only thing that actually can happen, which is leaving them in a bit of a worrying state, really. Yeah, there's no fantasy maths. You can't do mathematical fiction like science fiction. It's not possible. You can't realize that stuff. But some people don't need to realize it. All they need to do is imagine it, and that's enough for them to realize it. It's not enough for me. I'm not accepting somebody else's imaginings as some sort of a weapon that they can wield over people. Right, so we'll go over this because this should set the to get everybody talking. Wait a minute. Screen you guys. Okay, in Discord. Right. Okay. Can you guys see that in Discord?
Yes.
This is Blue Marble Science. And as you can see, he's been triggered because I'm live. This is from last night. I was live doing a demonstration with I Can Science That. This is part of the screen that I got on. This is part of my OBS and my whiteboard in the background. So I'm live. You can see in the bottom corner down here, it's got the live button. So Blue Marble Science has got triggered at me doing my live stream, and he's paused the video of me on my live stream and then gone live himself with my live stream on. So now we're doing an Inception thing where Blue Marble's going over a live thing of me and getting triggered by it, and this is what we're showing. So I mean, an Inception. Blue Marble. Right, so I'll play this bit out because obviously Blue Marble has just gone live. He's been triggered enough. He's paused this, and he's going to open up his live stream and click the live button. He's going, let's go. And the reason for them doing this is because they've got triggered about what a water level is. They don't know. They're confused. They don't know whether it's a straight line or whether it humps in the middle or whether it drops. Because if you watch I Can Science That, he had a drop. Now Blue's got the bit in the middle. This is where Blue got triggered. He wanted to put everybody right. All right, so listen to this.
Here we go. Let's go live.
Let's go live.
Let's see here.
You are
push
live,
a few
Blue.
buttons. Push that button. Push this button.
It's
All the
not
buttons
the
are pushed. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Blue Marble Science on a lovely Thursday afternoon.
Here we go. I've just been triggered by Bev's video.
2022. Joined by Farmer's Boy Judy Bassett, George, Conway George, I should say, and others to come, I'm quite sure. What's everybody up to?
Just chillaxing. We've nearly made it to Friday.
There you go. There you go.
Well, prior to you going live, we were just having a little brief discussion concerning Bev's live show, but with I Can Science That, but maybe that's what you want to talk about. I don't know, but I'll stay in the background and listen here.
No, that's going on live at the moment, and it's sort of what prompted me to
see.
I wasn't really planning on doing a stream today, but I thought, oh, you know, what the hell.
I triggered Blue into doing a live stream, so thank you very much, Blue. I mean, if we can help each other out, get a bit of content going, then, I mean, that's what we're here for. Blue wasn't even going to go live until he saw his drawing. But I think George is ready to tell everybody what he was talking about before when they all got triggered enough for Blue Marble to go live.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's get on and talk about water levels, what the hell they are, what they do, what they're used for, from people that have had some experience using these things in the real world.
Well, I built several myself.
Yeah.
I used to use for surveying the boundaries and areas in.
So here we go. Blue Marble's gone live, so he can front for George Nutsack to tell you about how water levels work. Now this, if you weren't aware of science and the particular Blue Marble science of water levels, be ready. Please take note. This is Blue Marble Science Does Water Levels. Sponsored by George Nutsack.
My 1 acre property on the lake before I bought an auto level or a theodolite. Water level works quite well. But the thing is a common misconception. Well, I wouldn't say common. The misconception Bev and his crew have, of course, is their claim is that a water level was established to establish a horizontal plane. That's bullshit. Water level was first developed and used for finding points of equal elevation. Had nothing to do with horizontals or finding horizontal planes. Later, you can use a water level to establish approximately a local horizontal plane of reference. It's never ever going to be as accurate as what you would get with, say, an auto level or a theodolite, surveying theodolite, because when you connect the ends of a water level with a straight line, that straight line is always going to be tilted a little bit downward away from the horizontal line of reference, or that's established, say.
That's right. Tilt says globe science. I hope everybody's watching here. I hope all of you, if there is anybody, globe triggered people in the chat, please take note. You now have a tilt to a water level. Not an equal altitude, an even altitude, a balance of one side and the other, not having one higher nor lower than either side. Oh, no, no. There's now a tilt. One of them's lower than the other. George Nutsack is doing he's the water expert. I think Dan was over there. He comes on in a bit. I don't know whether he heard this bit of the sloping or tilting water levels that George is doing. It's fantastic. This is really good. This is why Blue Marble went live yesterday. He couldn't stand us talking about water levels establishing a horizontal plane of reference. George had to come and say it's not horizontal. And as everybody knows, horizontal has zero slope. And George has just said it's got a slope to a water level now. This is fantastic stuff.
By
New
what
science.
You get with an auto level, always going to be tilted downward.
Always.
And that tilt downward gets less and less as you bring the two ends together. So locally, you might get a pretty good idea of where your local horizontal is. But as say, if the ends were separated by a mile, then the far end is going to be 8 inches below the horizontal reference, and you will be off by around I think it's around 2 arc seconds or something like that. The straight line connect.
The far end of the water level will have dropped by 8 inches, says George, if my water level is a mile long. Which end drops? Well, we can be pretty vague about that one, can't we?
The far one.
Yeah, the one that's furthest away.
If you go around, the other will tilt.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, the tilt happens relative to where you are, I think. That's what George is saying. Blue Marble Science. But, hey, I don't know. If anybody wants to know any more of what George is saying, Blue Marble Science, he has a Discord place. I don't think any of us can hand out the links. You might just have to search around. I don't think we can put a link out there. I can't anyway. If there is anybody that wants to put a link to Blue Marble Science in the chat, if anybody's hurt or if they feel their model is threatened of anything that you hear tonight, we have a special counselling session where you can build up your model back again. You can have all of the evidence and all of the proofs. You can every proof there is for the globe model. over there at Blue Marble Science. A little vacuous truth there. I like that. Shout out to Buster. Yes, every globe proof available. Blue Marble Science Discord server. They will they'll run through them quickly. But yeah, the water level has a slope. George, not sack, 2022.
In the two ends would be tilted downward from the horizontal. And it'll be more and more as you separate the ends. But as you bring the ends together, that tilt gets less and less, and you can get an approximately good idea of where your horizontal is. But it's never, ever going to be precise or as good as with an auto level. So in short, a water level is used for establishing points of equal elevation.
Right.
That was its use.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. A water level is
Blue
going to
Marble
show
Science.
you points of equal gravitational potential. I don't want, if you say too many words to these guys, they vapor lock on you. But that is, in fact, what it's establishing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Well, for the
yes, you can draw an imaginary line connecting the two ends of the water level.
There you go.
And call that a horizontal line.
There you go.
I object to the use of the term horizontal plane of reference because
Please take a note of what Blue Marble's saying right now.
He's contradicting George, because if we have one-way drop, it would be no horizontal.
Yeah, he says you can call it a horizontal with a slope. It's Blue Marble Science. I mean, you just have to accept this. These guys are making the science up as we speak. So, I mean, you have to go with it. Especially if you want to have that model, you have to go with this. This is what they're saying. Luckily enough, I don't have a model, so I don't have to be dictated to by this. But, I mean, if you have a model, these guys are telling you this is what has to happen.
Did he not also say that you can draw a line from one end to the water level to the other and call it horizontal?
A horizontal line, yes.
Uh-huh.
And if you can see on screen, there is a graphic which he will later admit to having, and it's his graphic. And he says it's his graphic. That's why he got triggered at this point, because it's his graphic on screen. And it says on his graphic a horizontal plane.
But on his graphic, there is no drop on one side. So
He's got three horizontal planes in his graphic on this picture here. In between A and C, he has 3 different horizontal planes. But if you listen to what he's saying, he doesn't like the term horizontal plane. But he draws it in the picture. Oh, I'll put it back again. 349. Here we go. Listen to this.
Ends of the water level, and call that a horizontal line. I object to the use of the term horizontal plane of reference because a line you can't establish a plane with 2 points.
True, you'd have to swing.
Although he has in his graphic. Not much double standards, but this is Blue Marble Science. We're doing science here, people. And science is contradicting yourself. You have to contradict yourself with Blue Marble Science.
Yes, because George said just before that between A and C there is a drop, one-way drop, and now Blue Marble Science is it's
horizontal line, 0 slope. Yeah, this is Blue Marble Science. Everybody has to get on board with this. You have to go with this.
Just like an auto level can't establish. Just looking out in one direction, establishes a horizontal line, but as you swing it or rotate the base, then you can get a horizontal plane. You'd have to do the same thing with your water level. You'd have to swing one end around.
See, so in order to establish a plane, you just have to move a bit of it, like you do with an auto level, swing it round in that horizontal plane. Like that's what a water level does, isn't it? I mean, that's obvious. A water level does actually do that. That's why it establishes a horizontal plane. George doesn't think it does. But, hey, this is blue marble science. Only the best scientists allowed in blue marble.
To get your plane. Otherwise, if it's just in one fixed position, of course, you're just establishing a horizontal or straight line between the ends, which is approximately horizontal if the ends are close enough together.
Yeah, true.
Oh, true.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Well, hello, Davros. How are you? And
well, it is Friday.
Oh, yeah. Somewhere it is.
Yeah,
right
here.
Here.
Teams assembling over there at Blue Marble.
George just said something that I was going to state on. They never talk about getting your x-axis and then your y-axis horizontal.
He's talking about the XY horizontal plane, in case you don't know. He's not talking well, he is. He's talking about the horizontal plane, the X and the Y. Like we said when we said about LIGO being two arms that are perpendicular, called one X and the other one Y. Then the plane that they lie on would be a horizontal plane. So when Davros just says they never talk about the XY plane, I don't know who he's talking about, because yeah, we do. We talk about the XY plane all the time. That's why we chose LIGO. It's perfect for the XY. It's just other people chose to draw elevation profiles that aren't horizontal.
They don't like, they don't like third-person perspective.
Who doesn't?
He's in perspective.
So, think of the X as the one going out from your nose, and then the Y is the one that goes across it.
The one that goes out from your ear.
The X.
Nobody knows what to say.
Can't or won't.
They have a conniption fit when they try to go past 2 dimensions.
Yeah, that's true.
Says the model afflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've always been in 3D.
Yeah, that's probably an absolute true statement. Well,
anyway, I have to go and make some square fencing with straight lines. I'll be listening. Have fun.
Wow, doing some fencing. That's nice.
Yeah, we'll try to do that.
Let's go. Come on,
Yeah,
then.
water level's a very crude tool. They're cheap to construct. They're easy if you're just a guy that's hoping to mess around and contour his garden or something like that for drainage purposes or whatever.
Oh, what? Who would use a water level for contouring your garden for drainage purposes? I mean, has Blue actually got an understanding of what a water level is used for? I'm not too sure. Blue marble science.
Yeah, well, that's
they
the
work
key.
fine for that sort of thing. They're ultra cheap. It doesn't cost anything to make one.
Yeah, well, that's the key. And of course, Bev is alluding to it being a tool used in surveying. Surveyors don't use water levels. It's a good construction tool, particularly if you're trying to find, like I say, points of equal elevation. You can't see the elevation around, say, a corner of a building. You're on the west side of the building. You want to find the same point of equal elevation, say, on the south side of the building. You got to go around the corner. You can't do that with a theodolite or an auto level. So the water level perfectly fine for that, for the amount of error that you're going to get.
Yeah, depending on where, depending on the layout and the situation, yeah, you can see two connecting sides of a building. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
from
like
an
I've
angle.
done.
But
Or like I've done where I've had areas where I've had wooded areas and I want to create a drainage ditch. So on the other side of the wooded area, I want to know how far down I have to go.
Right.
Compared to the near side of the wood. So take a big garden hose, fill it full of water, and put it up, say 2 feet above the ground, and look to see how far the far end is above the ground there, so I can determine what kind of a grade I need to construct the ditch at it. So.
Yeah, they're useful. They're particularly useful when you don't have line of sight. That's the one condition where.
So Blue Marble has just said that a water level is particularly useful when you don't have a line of sight, which is handy because that's why we chose them particularly. So you don't need a line of sight to know what they're doing. Blue Marble did just admit to it.
A water level comes in really, really handy. But for the most part, that's not a situation that you run into in construction. Not normally.
And the surveyor, of course, isn't going to be using that. I mean, you've got...
Could I just point out as well, we're not talking about surveying and we're not talking about construction. We're talking about a realizing Euclid test. Just so we could show people that you can apply these logic and geometric principles to reality. They directly relate to each other. Unfortunately, some Blue Marble scientists are getting really triggered about it. Science nowadays is changing and into people that just say, no, not that. Slope, they're contradicting each other. It's contradictory science. But that's what the globe model relies on, it seems.
Auto levels and theodolites that give you arc-second precision. You can't get arc-second precision with a water level.
You can't get arc-second precision with an with a water level, says George.
Why would that be?
It's because it doesn't fucking measure angles, does it? It's a fucking water level. What is he talking about?
I thought that water level is measured in millimeters, not in arc seconds.
I know. He says you can't get arc-second accuracy with a water level. It's because it doesn't do arc seconds. It's not an angular measuring device. It's ridiculous.
It's so good.
No, absolutely not. No, you just can't. And they're a big pain in the ass, too. If you're talking about going more than
no, you just can't.
10 or 20 meters, maybe. So they're a pain in the neck to deal with.
We've got 400 meter water levels. You just roll them out. It's no different. For doing the test, it's the best thing you can do. Cheap. They cost 100 quid each. Spot on had one. I had one. That's £200. If you say it's not going to work the way we said it did, you go out there and do it yourself. It's very easy. Go on. Sorry.
I don't think they understand. Even a 400 meter water level, you can use 1 foot away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter how long the tube is. It's where you put the two ends that equalize. I'm quite sure they don't get that.
Obviously not, because George says they slope. There's a tilt to them.
Well, I would like to get at what distance does he think that happens, and then has he proven that, or is he just calculating that, or theorizing that, or what? I know they don't slope.
It has to.
George said at the beginning that from A to C it will drop 8 inches per mile.
Yeah. And that's what I Can Science That said last night. We had 2 miles here on screen, and he said 32 inches once he got his... Well, actually, he didn't say it. I had to help him out. He couldn't do the maths. But yeah, 32 inches, he said, sloped down over 2 miles.
I heard him go. 8 times 4 is... It's like you got a calculator, but anyway. I brain part like that too, but it was funny.
Yeah.
But drop from what? 8 inches per mile drop from where when you're using a water level? I don't understand what he's saying.
From point A on the screen.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's a horizontal, it's a water level. It's almost as ridiculous as them saying that the plumb lines are different. Because you just get a plumb line and it is vertical. A water level is horizontal. That's it.
Yeah, what's it dropping from? Like, is the I don't even understand that statement. When you're using a water level tool, it's a horizontal line from A to B. So what's dropping again? What would even be sloping?
Well, that's not the mathematical definition of a horizontal, is it? There's 0 slope. If anybody knows anything about mathematics and the X and Y graph and the X and Y plane, come to think of it, in the 3D world, there is no slope.
It's the opposite of slope, right? It's the complete opposite. It's how you know you have slope is after you create the horizontal.
Yeah. The horizontal is the shortest distance, and then if there's any distance any longer, it drops at either end, and then you can have a rise over run calculation, which would give you the longer hypotenuse.
Which involves slopes and water flow if you're involving free flowing water. That's the other thing. They don't understand that when you put this liquid in a tube and control it, it's a lot different than it being out in the element or, being uncontrolled. The whole point. They're playing dumb.
It's the model dictates. The blue marble science dictates, right? There's somewhere, there's a big blue marble grandpappy somewhere that's dishing out the all the information. He's dishing out the science, and all of his minions have to follow. The big blue marble says this. It's like the big deity, right? He's sat on the big throne. The big blue marble says. We call him Big E.
Big E. He's sitting on a big throne, all right.
Mm-hmm. That's your god now. This is your science. Science is dictating sort of things that has to happen. A slope of the water level, which actually that's how water flows, and it would definitely equalize out. But the globe model, Big Blue, says you have to have this slope because George has told you. It was probably going to be in one of Rumpus's axioms of the globe. Which I am going to have to go back and look over that because that's genius. But I mean, again, it is only Rumpus, and Rumpus does talk shite. This particular video tonight was George, Rumpus, and Larry Scott. Showcase of water levels for globe. I mean, it should go down in history, this one. This is what Blue Marble, Rumpus, and Larry Scott have helped out tremendously for the globe side. Listen to what they say.
Oh, yeah, the thing I found is you got to put caps on them when you're dragging them around. Otherwise, water's going to spill out of one end. And then also, once you're adjusting, the water oscillates back and forth and takes a while to dampen out. And you have to wait a minute or two for the water to finally settle because it's rocking back and forth between the risers. And,
yep.
But, it's a crude tool and is useful. You can do it with a garden hose. I've done it where I've just put 2 clear tubes put adapters on the end to screw them on the ends of a garden hose. So I have a clear tube to look through 1 foot up at the end of each end, and then just fill the garden hose with water. But again, I said I did that before I started buying surveying tools. Now I have surveying tools, and I don't need to do that. It's a pain in the ass, as you say. It's very cumbersome to fill. Make sure you get the water or the air bubbles out, and so.
Well, there are places and times when they are the ideal thing to have, but those places and times.
Yeah, Mr. L, the red bit here in this, this is the imaginary part. All of this, I call this the blue marble imagi hump. All of this isn't real. This bit above this line here.
And George in the YouTube chat says, and if I am talking, you better listen.
Well, we've had George over. George has he's been the big help doing the double rodding. That was hilarious. That was one of the best comedy nights we've ever had. Also, George has got the curvature switch to his name. Here's me thinking it was just a joke about a curvature switch, switching it on and off, like you can just switch curvature on and off on a fucking machine. But George has said it's real. We had a big 20-minute thing. I called it the curvature switch sketch, like it's a comedy routine. Genius. But yeah, this bit up here, the Imagi hump, is only available to the model afflicted. Don't be hurt or offended by anything that these guys say at the minute. They're just purely living in imagination. They've got no proof of anything that they say. They know they have no proof of anything they say. Even their logician, their top globe logician, has no proofs of anything. Somebody else said, I think Rumpus in this particular video says that he knows that there are no globe proofs. There's no geometric proof of the globe. He knows it. It's 2022. You've just had to lose proof rather than say that there is no proof. But today they do. They open up. It's a full 3-hour video. We're never going to get through it.
Times are few and far between.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing. They don't work too well out here when it's minus 20 below zero.
Oh, they don't work when they're
Fill 'em with
freezing.
antifreeze.
Unless they put antifreeze in it.
Whereas the theodolite works
And then it'll
perfectly
work exactly the same.
Yeah, theodolite doesn't seem to care much about what the temperature is, does it? No, you know, I spent 45 years of my life in the air pollution business, and one of the products, one of the devices that we build is a thing called an electrostatic precipitator.
An electrostatic precipitator. I like that. Yeah. I'll have to listen to
Whereas
it
the
again.
theodolite works perfectly well.
Yeah, theodolite doesn't seem to care much about what the temperature is, does it? No, you know, I spent 45 years of my life in the air pollution business, and one of the products, one of the devices that we build is a thing called an electrostatic precipitator. And that is a huge steel box. And when I say huge, I mean take a large house and multiply times 10. Okay, it's big, but it has collecting surfaces in it that where the ash from the
10 large houses of a steel box.
10 of them.
Yeah, it's called an electrostatic precipitator.
And what's that? I don't know this name.
It doesn't matter. It's just a big steel box about 10 times the size of a large house. That's globe science, that. It's a measurement. He could have used giraffes, but I think that's space, isn't it? Don't they use giraffes as space measurement for meteors? You can't be using that for steel boxes. large houses. I don't know what a large house is.
Why would he have not known the dimensions?
Yeah, he built them for 45 years and don't know the dimensions.
Just well, he's like keeping it simple for his viewers, right? They may not know measurements and sizes of things. I mean, they're much used to houses for measurements.
Process in a coal-fired power plant is collected. Okay.
Coal-fired power
Those collecting plates are typically maybe 12 feet in width and maybe as high as 50 feet.
50 feet. See, these plates are only 12 feet by 50 feet, yet the size of 10 large houses. Maximum size of 50. But I mean, how you might think 50 feet. You might think 10 feet is a large house. 5 feet might be a large house. There's 10 of them. Anyway.
It's pretty important that you level those things. If they're not level, they won't hang. They'll do funny things.
They won't hang.
He almost got it out.
You have to
but he knew what he was about to say there. Damn.
Your electric precipitator has to be hung.
He was almost going to say plum or something, yeah.
They'll twist, or because they're made out of steel, they'll assume a big bow. You know, all kinds of crazy things start happening.
Crazy things.
And we found out a long time ago that one ideal way of leveling those is using a water level, because you're inside a box. These things are only 12 inches apart. There's no line of sight. There's no kind of optical instrument that we were ever able to come up with that would allow us to do it. So we just did it with a water level.
So these big steel plates, blue marble, leveled with a water level. 10 times
there a curve
the
there?
size of a large house. That's quite big.
I wonder if there was a hump in the middle in that large house.
Steel plates.
Yeah.
Electrostatic precipitator. Yeah, I mean, like, so it seems like those steel plates, I'm pretty sure they would be, I mean, they have to be hung, he says.
Work fine.
He almost said plum.
Like
by level, he means those steel plates are following the curve of the earth, obviously.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, probably. With a water level, I mean, how could you do anything other than that? Well, he must have put them on a slope, wouldn't he? There's no curve. George said there's a slope. One of them's lower at one end than the other. So that's what he must have meant when he wanted to use a water level. Put a bit of a slope to him.
But didn't he say that large box 10 times the size of houses wouldn't work unless it was perfectly level?
Yeah, he says horizontal plane here. But, I mean, like George said earlier, that's a slope. It's a tilt. That's right, George, isn't it? You listening? So Blue used the tilting water level, like George just said, and Blue agreed with at the beginning to do that in his work. I mean, he did it all the time.
Only time in 45 years of construction experience that I had, or being around construction, that I ever saw anybody use one. No surveyor has ever used one.
So the only time he saw anybody ever use them was when he used them to level the plates inside the electrostatic precipitator. So he's never saw anybody use them apart from when he used them, because it was the only tool that they could use because they didn't have a line of sight. Not contradictory statements at all. This is how we do blue marble science.
Better stop, because you're going to triggering him and doing another live show.
Good.
Why would it? The guy's got stuff in the trunk of his or the back of his truck that is a hell of a lot more accurate than any water level's ever going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, except if you don't want line of
35
sight.
years in construction. I've never seen one on a building site.
No.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, we're not talking about a building site. We're talking about realizing Euclid. That's all we're talking about here. We're not talking about surveying. We're not talking about a building site. We're talking about performing a realizing Euclid straight line test, or plane if you want to call it a plane, because it is a tool that establishes a horizontal plane. The principles of the water level. That's what these guys are arguing about now. That's why they get so triggered.
Yeah, they are triggered that you don't entertain other option.
A slope.
That level may be curved.
Yeah. A water level is level. You can't start sloping it because some crazy old dude who's obviously going mad or senile or something starts saying that the water level has a slope to it.
I don't think you will ever see it. I don't think anybody's ever seen it.
No, because all the
He
Romans
just
are dead.
said he saw it on his site. He used it. Now it's saying you'll never see it on a construction site.
Yeah. That's Farmer's Boy, though, right? Farmer's Boy saying he's never seen it, even though Blue has just given a story of where he personally used it. It was the only tool he could use in that situation. They're very strange people that we're dealing with here. This
So he's agreeing with that. He's agreeing that you don't need line of sight to use a water level tool.
Yeah.
And you can do it on a large scale, 10 times the size of a normal house.
Of a large house. 10 times the size of a large house. You've got to get your scale right. Pretty big. Pretty big.
Well, I think the Egyptians have been credited with knowing about the process of using water to level things, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Egyptians now. I mean, how confused do you want to get?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's not like this is something somebody just came up with. The concept's been around for a while.
The concept's been around for a while, says Blue Marble Science. The concept is that a water level establishes a horizontal plane. I'm pretty sure the Egyptians did the same thing too. So I'm pretty sure that's how the Egyptians used it.
But I find it amazing that Bev Try Thinking insists that there can only be one damn model in his mind. It's not possible that the gravitational field is radial.
Now, water level definitely establishes a horizontal plane of reference. Fire your live stream up, Blue. Let's get going.
If it is, then it's going to work the way we say it works. There's only one way to get all of those points to be an equal distance from the center of the mass, right?
Yep.
They've got to be curved.
Yeah.
Nervous laugh.
Well, this is a man who refuses to accept the very existence of spherical geometry. You know, it's typical of any other flat earther.
Oh, Farmer's Boy, if you're listening in, I know you don't listen in, but if anybody else there's listening in and willing to grass up to Farmer's Boy, tell Farmer's Boy spherical geometry doesn't exist. It's a two-dimensional conceptual geometry. Things in 2D don't exist. Farmer's Boy. Anytime you want to come round and have a chat about it, your globe, model, science, geometry, if you want to have a go at that. Science, some geometry for us.
Well, if it's geometry, we would like to see the axioms, postulates, etc. of this spherical geometry that doesn't exist.
It
That'd be
does
great.
exist. He says it does exist. He
where is
should
it?
be able to show it. Farmer's Boy.
I haven't seen it. We've been asking for a long time.
Farmer's Boy says it does exist, though. So Farmer's Boy is obviously the expert. I'll say
Maybe
it again, Farmer's Boy. It does not exist.
Maybe he's writing it.
Yeah.
Could be why it's taking so long.
Realizing spherical geometry, right? We'll do realizing Euclid. You, Farmer's Boy, do realizing spherical geometry.
If it doesn't suit with your belief system, it's not real. Ignore it. It's not there.
What you're talking about? He refused.
Well, Bev,
He just said there, look, he's give everybody chance now. Farmer's Boy's just said, if it doesn't suit with your belief system, just forget about it. Pretend it doesn't exist. That's Farmer's Boy's advice to everybody, and listen how everybody gets pumped up by that.
is a master.
I agree. If you refuse to agree with his own evidence, he'll deny it.
Oh, yeah.
So far, there are 2 pictures with drop. His auto level does not agree with water level for some odd reason.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah, it's funny that a little while ago he referenced the Ordnance Survey.
Yeah.
And the Ordnance Survey people have stood him down on at least 2 different occasions and told him to shut up. The Earth is actually spherical.
Come on, guys.
No,
You know
he
he just
referenced
ignores all this stuff. I mean, he just forges ahead as if there aren't any obstacles in the way. He's very good at it. He's developed a technique where he just ignores anything that's contrary to his narrative.
Well, yeah.
He referenced the Ordnance Survey today in his show.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
I'm surprised he's. I'm surprised he uttered those 2 words in conjunction. After how they treated him on Twitter and what they told him, I'm surprised he still says Ordnance Survey.
People say all sorts of stupid shit.
I am too, actually.
Must leave a horrible taste in his mouth.
Not really.
Is that
He
Farmer's
just
Boy? He's
references
such a
the survey
sissy.
and the audience picks up as thinking that it supports his narrative.
He's never come for an ad to chat or anything. He just always talks shit in the background.
I mean, he's good
Anybody who thinks
at
that's as bad as
throwing
him.
that stuff out there and forging ahead and ignoring everything as if it supports his narrative, and that's how he embarrasses his guests. This ICST, is not, in my opinion, not doing very well against Bev, because Bev is just steamrolling over him, ignoring facts, ignoring important data, and just use first bullshit that supports his narrative.
After that debate he did with Bev the other last week, whenever it was, I can't agree with you on that, but
no, that was a good one. He
wasn't a
did
debate.
good on the first one, but the fact that he's back there today, Bev is adapted, and Bev now is making him not look too
more power.
Yeah, well, it's like a game of tennis. That ball's going back and forth, and I'm sure
Bev's
the next time
rebuilt.
round
He's too powerful for him now.
He'll have sort of different questions, different tactics,
Says
what have you.
George.
I don't know. Well, you just got you've got to let him get on with it.
Sure.
He's doing what
Dan.
he's doing. And if
Dan,
you think
just come in.
he's dropped the ball, well, fair enough. So be it.
Then he pulled out his certificate and waved with it.
Yes.
And
yes.
And when I Can Science it says you're the surveyor, Rakia is raging. He didn't say the surveyor. Why did you waive this certificate for?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. He kept going on about we surveying and all the rest of it, and he pulls his bloody certificate out.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to John Watson for 10 pounds. Says, it's been almost 2 years since I told Bev his test will produce the same result in flat or globe. It's a pantomime.
That's Blue Marble with his super chat scams. He scams somebody out of that money there with his thing. Blue Marble, how dare you scam people like that? I think that's what it is now, isn't it? Scammings whenever you get money from people.
Definitely, yeah,
On
yep,
YouTube.
definitely. Super chats, Patreon, channel subscriptions, any of that is scamming. So it's sad to see Blue
Can't be
scamming like that.
hypocritical. We can't be saying Blue wouldn't be hypocritical of himself. So when Blue says super chats and all of that is how you scam people, then he's obviously talking about it for himself also. He can't just be talking about other people and not himself.
Yeah, and I would just suggest that that crew of people might want to go talk to some YouTubers, maybe some YouTubers that are more popular, ones that have a lot of money that can actually sue them for defamation. Go get a lawyer and tell them that they are scammers.
Yeah.
Because they have Patreons and super chats and Bev doesn't have super chats and channel subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. Go tell one of those YouTubers who have enough money to do that they're scammers, and good luck keeping a house.
Complete wank. I agree with
It
you,
is
John.
complete wank.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as Bev, because Bev had admitted this before in Jose's, and of course that's gone because all those great recordings he had when he lost his channel. But he said again last night, because I listened to a bit of it last night, and he said yes, he will openly state that a water level doesn't care what surface it's on, be it flat or curved. Although he couldn't bring himself to say earth, he had to say land.
Farmer's boy, what the fuck's up with you? A water level works at any altitude, always at an even altitude, with one end being neither higher nor lower than the other. Doesn't give a shit where you are. At all. Doesn't give a shit what's underneath you. Doesn't give a shit what's to the right of you. Doesn't give a shit what's to the left of you. All the water level cares about is being neither higher nor lower than the other end. Now, where's the other end? Well, of a canal, all the way along. Our new person in the chat there is also here on the chat. He's talking a load of shit. What's he talking about? Perhaps he doesn't know the rules or, the way we act around here. But that's acting like a flat earth / globe earth society person. Dan the Waterman. You want to explain yourself? Because you're here in this channel with Blue Marble Science. And you're in my chat on the YouTube. And we know what Blue Marble Science says to anybody that goes into his chat. We know how this works. Essie, Mobius, Rakia, me, anyone. Anybody said anything to Dan the Waterman? Doesn't sound like it.
He wouldn't mention anything, anything that would stray from the Earth being flat, although he denies being a flat earther. So if a water level doesn't care what surface it's on, what's he doing?
Performing a realizing Euclid test.
What Chike was saying, about the certificate. We know the certificate's bullshit. We know it's just a grade report, but he flashes us out there.
It's not a grade report. It's a certificate. It's a qualification in land surveying. George. It's okay, though. We know.
And to the audience and to his minions, that establishes a superior position, a position of authority or dominance, even though it's BS. It's kind of like
dominance.
A lawyer, or as you guys say, a solicitor in a court trial. He knows he's going to say something that will be objected to, but it's out there and it's in the jury's mind, and it doesn't matter if it's been objected to and the jury has been instructed by the court to disregard that comment.
Yeah, shout out Jeff Van Mater. I'll try it in English. Shout out to Jeff Van Mater for $4.99.
Another
no message,
chat.
but I really appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Jeff, do you know you've been scammed?
Is not him flashing
didn't even have a message.
GCSE in land surveying, but the actual qualification he was working towards, he spent 2 years on. Because that sort of certificate came out of him doing a BTEC course, an ordinary national certificate in building construction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And surveying was just one of about 7 or 8 subjects. And on that certificate, it will list all of the subjects you sat.
Yes.
How do I know that? Because I've got one. At about the same time that he was doing that, I was doing a BTEC in building services engineering. So I've got a BTEC certificate. I know what one looks like, and it lists all of the subjects that you covered.
Did you do any surveying?
But he doesn't show that. He just shows this GCSE in land surveying.
Yeah, the Turtle Move says Bev has a BS in BS. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, can't find fault with that comment.
No, that's, I should think, fairly accurate.
I'd say Farmer's Boy hasn't got a surveying qualification within his building whatever course that he did. Unfortunately, he might have took the wrong course or something when he was at college or whatever. Unfortunate for you, that, Farmers. You'll get away with it. You can redo it, resit it again, see if you can get back on that course.
Accurate, yes, sir. I do tend to agree.
I heard him say yesterday that he has a proof that water level creates horizontal. He did a test. I really want to see what test he did.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he show his test?
You can't.
Why?
Because they streamed it live through the Discord channel.
See,
it didn't go out on
knows.
YouTube. So if you weren't a member of that Discord channel on that day watching it live, tough shit.
Yeah, Farmer's Boy's right. When we go out and do these tests, we go out with the camera and we film it. We film it live to Discord. I can't put it live to YouTube because I'm out in the field. So if you want to watch any of these tests or anything, if you want to be there when we go to Bedford, if you want to go to Bedford or want to get as close as you can to Bedford when we go, well, we will have cameras there. And all you have to do is come into the Discord and you'll be able to click on our screens and you'll be able to watch all of the footage in this Discord. That's what it's about. That's what we've been doing. We've been testing how well we can get Discord to work. And this is brilliant. You can share screens, you can share video, you can share all sorts of things, and you can do it all across the country. You can have people in different places recording and broadcasting to Discord at the same time. You can do tests of one person 1 mile away waving a laser. You could have your laser 1 mile away from that other person. You both could be recording and showing it on Discord. Then the people in Discord can compare the two. It's as easy as that. Come to the Discord. And come and get joined in. Get involved. There's some good times coming. And it's all about Discord. These people seem bitter and twisted about it. They have Discord. They can do all of their tests of their own. They can do these tests. They've got 200 quid. Surely, with all of the super chats, Blue's scamming out of people. He could do this for himself. All of these people with science in the name, they could be practicing this science on their own accord.
Oh, I got it. So nobody connected with Bev has a copy of OBS. Nobody thought to record that, huh?
Well, I don't know, but it because he said, "Oh, we streamed it live." Yeah, you didn't stream it live on YouTube. You streamed it live in your Discord channel.
Surely
Sorry,
somebody's
not
got
his Discord channel.
It's okay. You don't know,
Somebody
you know
send
what? I
Farmer's
don't
Boy
need
an
to see
invite
anything.
next
I
time we
know.
do
I want to
something.
know what method did he used and what measurements he got. That's all.
The method that he used, he had the 2 water levels. He lined up the levels in the riser, you know, in the middle, and saw that all the levels matched. It's going to happen, no matter whether you're on a curved earth or a flat plane.
That's one.
George thinks there's no difference between a plane and a curve. There would not be any difference, says George. Not Zach.
But I think
if you put 2 water levels side by side, the levels are all going to match. If you match one of the levels, all the other levels are going to match. He never did take an auto level or a theodolite and tried to cite the 2 ends and compare it to the middle.
No, of course he didn't.
Well, I heard him say he did. He said then we moved to one side. You can go to the stream and hear it. So then we went to one side, and they still were on the same horizontal.
Yes, but
now let's say he
at that
did it.
point they were only separated by about 50 meters, not enough to register a difference.
No, I think the 100.
Well,
But let's say it's 100.
See, George doesn't even know.
Let's say it's 100. Well,
see, these people don't even know what they're talking about because none of them have come to actually work this out. It's okay. This is globe science. This is how you work globe, blue marble science, sorry. You both talk about different tests. Nobody's quite sure about what's going on. Everybody has to sound really confused about stuff. You have to have contradictory opinions and then agree with each other about those contradictions. This is globe science.
What is the drop in 100? 0.78, 73, I don't remember exactly.
Not enough for him to be able to bloody measure.
0.785 millimeters, and if you take that over 100 meters, let's see, 0.785 millimeters over 100, that is going to be a difference.
1.6 arc seconds.
6 arc seconds.
Right, so
1.6 arc seconds for a water level, says George.
Measured in millimeters.
I mean, come on.
So now we have the meniscus. What's the size of the meniscus?
Well, much larger than that.
Yeah, right. So you need to choose carefully the bottom of the meniscus, the top of the meniscus, and where you put your eye, because all you need to do is move up a little.
He just said where you put your eye. Where does everybody put their eye with the water level? I mean, come on. Chikey. I mean, who is Chike? I get the feeling Chikey might be one of those people who was helping Slice Barkane. He might be Slice Barkane's mate. I think that might be why Chike's like this involved in it, because he's definitely part of the team. He's part of the Globe Council with this one. Chikey, Blue, George, Larry, and Rumpus. Rumpus is on his way in, I think.
Go down a little, and that's the same.
That's
did
very
he?
Worse than that is
Did he use any method to remove any bias? For example, to mark.
But Chike, it's worse than that. The crosshairs and the scope of the auto level have a thickness generally of about 2 arc seconds.
Right. So, but let's say he
2 arc seconds for the crosshair that you read the numbers off. He's even put an arc second to the thickness of a line in the eye scope. The crosshair. He has done this before, but it's worth pointing out.
He matches the top of the crosshair or the bottom of the crosshair. Let's say he did it.
Well, that's
but
not easy.
Did he do?
You can't do it then.
Actually, Cosmic's in the thing. That 1.6 arc seconds is the equipotential angle of adjustment over 100 meters. Or it might be actually the total equipotential angle of adjustment. Just depends how long that angle is. The length of the angle.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Why?
You might be able to get a well-defined line, but you don't. You have to use the scissors in the crosshair to try to line things up. But even if you did, again, like you say, the meniscus is a problem.
So first you need to mark the points, not use the meniscus itself, but mark the points. Let's say you mark the point of the bottom of the meniscus carefully. 2 points, 2 lines. You don't want to observe the water level itself. Then you need to offset one of them, because I want to know that you're not biased. I want to know you did a real measurement, and someone will offset it by an offset you don't know. And
he's getting somebody to offset the water level by an offset that you don't know. I'm liking this test from Chike. He's a genius. I'd be so proud to have Chike on my team.
You should tell what the offset is. Sure, he didn't do it.
Well, what he most definitely didn't do was sight from one end all the way down to the other end of his 2 overlapping water levels.
He said he did.
No, he didn't. No, he has said that he did not sight from one end to the other, and I believe where he did it, he couldn't.
He said he did it with a 100-meter water level.
Yeah.
Okay.
But his test on the day was 2.
So, like, they're talking about what we did that they don't know because they weren't here to watch it, and they've never seen anybody footage of it, and they won't come and ask us what it was to go over the test with them. So they're just going to make this all up on their own. They're very clever at doing this. This is Blue Marble science. This is how we do Blue Marble science.
2 water levels, and they were overlapping.
Yeah, 2 400-meter water levels.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think were they 400? Were they 200? But anyway, what he was quite clear about is that once he'd got all that set up, he explicitly did not sight from one end to the other.
Right.
And that is correct. I've talked to Bev several times regarding that, and he said he did not have to do that because
And Blue Marble said, if you remember earlier, when he used the water level, when he personally used the water level, and he had to use a water level because they didn't have a line of sight, that the water level was the only tool that they could use because you didn't need a line of sight. So it's really strange now that Farmer's Boy's talking about a line of sight when Blue told them earlier you don't need a line of sight with the water level.
One of its benefits.
Yeah.
The other one is that the distance doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Any distance.
Oh. Yeah, roboting. Is that Mobius? That's that bad Mobius, is if it is. Yeah, bad connection. Can anybody move us in the can we move to a different area? Where are you, Mobius? Let's see whether that works. East Coast, West Coast. Anyone know? Can we move?
Good. I was just. Am I still roboting?
Yeah, that's a bit better. Go on.
Still better.
Sorry.
No way.
Yeah. How does
And
it
by a
do
little
that?
bit better, he meant it's terrible.
Yeah, all you hear is that okay? Yeah, sorry. We'll carry on for this for a bit.
Proof tells him what the result's going to be. He does not.
He
need
has
to
made.
check it.
He's maintained that right from day one, right from the very start when we said, well, are you going to be sighting from one end to the other? No. And
no, because a water level doesn't require a line of sight. Like Blue Marble said a little bit earlier on, you were fine with him. Didn't argue about why he didn't need a line of sight.
It takes the perspective, refraction, atmosphere, energy, magnetic temperature out of it. That's the whole point of the water level. That's why it's so much better.
Yeah, it's the perfect
Blue Marble
tool for
agreed, right?
establishing a plane. Yeah. Blue Marble did agree, but they're very selective with the Blue Marble science. Science for thee, one science for thee, and another science for me. This is Blue Marble science. It's hard to tell where it's directed or aimed at. Science of slander, I think that's where we're aiming at.
we all know why he's not going to do that, and he knows why he's not going to do that.
Because it doesn't need a line
But
of
his
sight.
this again is he claims that he doesn't need to do it because his geometrical proof tells him what the results are going to be, so he doesn't need to check it.
I know.
No, because
I know.
a water
That's
level
his,
does
that's
not
his
require
mantra.
a line
Pretty
of sight.
sure we
Yeah,
don't
but
do it because
sometimes
that's not how
it
you
fucks
use
up
a water
and
level.
Yeah.
He took pictures of
Tool
complex-
abuse.
Yeah, you
misuse of
do
tool.
not cite a water level. You just look fucking ridiculous. It's a joke we made up about 2 years ago. We call it the Dark Shark. It came around because of Slice Barcane and him citing water levels. We thought it was hilarious. It's like how funny are these scientists that are citing water levels, the tool that does not require a sight line. Let's cite them. That's their entire scientific idea here. That's what it's based on. They have to require a sight line for a tool that does not require a sight line.
Yes, because they can involve refraction, and then we have curvature.
Cheers,
Globe.
Yep.
We know.
Both have a drop. I'm waiting to see the third that will probably have a drop. And that's it.
A drop, not a
Yeah, once
lump.
again, we have ourselves a Mexican standoff because my geometric proof says that it will not be in a straight line.
That's racist.
Blue's got a geometric proof. Did you hear that?
Play that again.
Yeah.
Is he saying that the steel plates that he was leveling with the water level aren't straight?
I don't know.
They can't be straight. They're following the curvature of the earth level.
Oh, excuse me, sir. He said they had to be straight, or else the machine wouldn't work.
Yeah, he did. He did say that. 12 inches above each other, and they have to be parallel or something, didn't he? They'd have to be
Yeah,
separated.
surely y'all misunderstood him.
Well, I mean, yeah, you
Surely.
give him chance to take a mulligan on it, right? And surely we can pretend that was one of his
Easter eggs.
Yeah, it could be one of his little faults and mistakes that he leaves in there. Yeah, just to check everybody's keeping their toes warm.
Paying
right?
attention.
Yeah.
And no one, he never
Yeah,
has
that's
to
why-
answer for those either.
Yeah.
No one calls him out on this side.
Like the internal tangent chord plane. The one he's got here. But yeah, so
weird.
Yeah. we are delving into the minds of the globe science here. It's going good. It's going good.
Yeah, but sometimes he fucks up and he took pictures of the Blackpool Tower. So far I have two.
We
So far
know.
I have two. Both
Took pictures
have
of
a drop.
Blackpool Tower. My
I'm
son
waiting to
takes
see the
most of the
third that will
pictures.
probably have a drop. And that's it.
Yeah, once again, we have ourselves a Mexican standoff because my geometric proof says that it will not be in a straight line.
Blue's got a geometric proof. That's Blue Marble Science, has a geometric proof.
In which geometry?
Well, Blue Marble Science says he has a proof that the water level isn't horizontal too. I've offered him a chance for us to match our proofs, proof for proof. Blue Marble Science just claims to have them. Perhaps that's what Blue Marble Science is. Are full of claims that you can never back up. You just baseless claims that you make. Rumpus, if you listen to this later on, I don't think we're going to get to it, but Rumpus says there are no geometric proofs of the globe. But Blue Marble Science has just said he's got a geometric proof. Hope you're going to go live, Blue. Is Blue already live?
Yep.
Is he
You
live?
triggered him again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he showing his geometric proof? Is he?
I don't know. I didn't bother watching.
Is he looking at us? I'd really love to go to that.
Probably.
Have a go at that. We could do an Inception. Is he going live with us going live? I hope not.
I think it's a new trend.
That
Yeah.
would be really, really bad if he's actually live streaming us while we are live. I think that would be copyright, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you wouldn't do anything low like they would, I'm sure.
Well, we are watching Blue Marble and his entire show from yesterday. We're 27 minutes in, and he's still got my screen from the live video that I was doing yesterday on his screen.
If it was somebody else, they'd be screaming murder now. Yeah.
So is anybody just have a quick click over there on Blue Marble and see if he's live streaming my live stream? Because that would be a little bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? Surely that's not the way YouTube are doing it. Even though people do seem to go live when other people are already live with their other people's live stream. Blue Marble Science. Tut, tut, tut.
Oh, he sure is.
What, he's live streaming my live stream? Is it the picture that I've got on the live stream? Is he going over the live stream of the live stream? Oh, that'd be excellent.
Oh yeah,
He has a picture of you holding the measuring rod. Oh, Blue, he's in your head, man. He already won.
Yeah. It's okay, Blue. Come up with your geometric proof. Actually, Mobius wants to chat with you. And actually, I think it would be fair enough if... Would you accept that, Mobius? If Blue were to show you his geometric proof that the water level isn't horizontal, that'd be good, wouldn't it? I don't... Mobius would definitely see that.
Yeah, unless I can set it up at home to record it, I mean, you can come to the next level.
Yeah, you could come over here and do it, yeah. Or if you want, I can, if you can't do it, then you could go and meet over, say, at Earth Awakenings, and I'll go over there and record it for you. Just to make sure that you definitely do get the recording of it.
Definitely Blue Marble Science is live and he has you on the screen.
Yeah, I know. I what can I do?
You're so photogenic, man. I mean, he can't help it, yeah.
Am I holding that measuring rod?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's good, isn't it? So, not quite my best side. But, at least I'm looking like I'm doing something. I like it. Yeah, let's go to this. This is brilliant.
I can draw two concentric circles and prove that the points along that outer circle are not in a straight line.
See, Blue can draw concentric circles and prove that the points on the circumference of the circle aren't in a straight line. I mean, he's a geometric wizard. Do you want to hear that again? I mean, like, listen to this. Imagine not being able to, you know. These are the people that you have to look up to.
Means that he
People like
doesn't
this.
need to do it because his geometrical proof tells him what the results are going to be, so he doesn't need to check it.
Yeah, I know. That's his mantra.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes he
Come on, Blue,
fucks up
tell us.
and
You've got a better
took
geometric
pictures
proof.
of the Blackpool
Blue can
Tower.
do that.
So
Anything
far we
you
have
can do,
I
you
have
can
two.
do. Come on, Blue.
We
So far
know.
I have two. Both have a drop. I'm waiting
Well-
to see the third that will probably have a drop. And that's it.
Come on, Blue.
Yeah, once again, we have ourselves a Mexican standoff because my geometric proof says that it will not be in a straight line.
It's got a geometric proof. Listen to this.
I can draw two concentric circles and prove that the points along that outer circle are not in a straight line.
Blue can prove that the points on the circumference of a circle are not in a straight line. I mean, you've got to bow down to somebody who's that geometrically advanced.
But he said that he can draw two concentric circles. So
Yeah.
he's doing the same as Rumpus on his own live show.
Yeah, he's drawing a circle and he can prove that the points on the circumference of the circle aren't in a straight line because it's a circle. I mean, that'd be genius. I'd love it.
This is brilliant.
I hope Blue can run Mobius through that proof, right? With, you know, fully formulated logical proof. That'd be great. I'd love to see that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I hope he has diagrams.
Yeah. And
that.
like
That
the
would-
full logical thing all laid out.
Yep.
Yep, that'll be brilliant. Well done, Blue. We've got that. That's about 27 minutes into it.
Proof that circle is curved.
Yep. Yeah, he's a wizard. Geometry wizard. Look,
I
they're
can't
all
draw
stunned.
3 points on it and line them up. It won't happen. So why is his proof any better than mine? It isn't.
See? Look at that.
Either test would show exactly.
Like, see how's the proof of the proposition 1 that no part of a straight line can lie within a plane and another part without it. I mean, how is that any different than Blue Marble drawing a circle, proving its circumference is curved? Sorry, actually, don't give him credit. He drew 2 circles, concentric circles. Not just one. I don't want to cut half his work down there, but 2 concentric circles. Blue Marble Science.
Exactly the same thing.
And they'd be exactly the same thing to Blue Marble Science. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a plane and a circle whenever Blue Marble does his geometric proof. They're the same thing.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly the same.
Pretty much everybody knows that, except
They're all stunned.
Bev and his minions.
Pretty much everybody knows that. Pretty much everybody knows that proof for a circle being curved is the same as a proof of no part of a straight line can lie within a plane and the other part without it. Pretty much basically the same. Exactly the same, Blue Marble says. I can't wait to get started on this science.
Bev, I'm sorry if I gave your audience the wrong impression.
Who's that?
Dan the Waterman.
All right, you're still in here listening to him? Do they have you muted? Are you not allowed to talk over there in Blue Marble's
No,
stuff?
if you widen your screen, you'll see I was policing them and telling them I was policing them. And I was waiting to see if I needed to step in, that's all.
Okay. Sweet. Are you what's your idea of the water level then?
It's too simple to even discuss, just like most of their bullshit. You know, there's no
What's your though? What's your opinion of what the water level does?
I really don't have an explanation for what it does. I mean, I don't know what words you want out of me, Bev.
Oh, it's just for how would you describe a water level? How do you have a definition for
Okay,
what a
so
water level is?
whether we work over, with line of sight, whether we work over land, water, or ice, we're still trying to prove, is it a level plane? I've been to salt flats, I've been to salt lakes. So what is level is the question you're asking, and can we prove it is what you're asking. And in their mind, they don't believe in a straight line. They don't believe in up and down. I can't believe they're even still talking daily, trying to defend.
Dude, I asked you. I don't ask you for anybody else's opinion or your opinion of anybody else. What's your definition of what a water level is?
I've never had to define it before, Bev.
Oh, well, now I'm asking you. What?
It's a starting point, like, as if we were looking to calibrate. It's a starting point. Therefore, it's my point of reference. Therefore, I wouldn't even know.
I know. I understand. You don't want to cut yourself out of a conversation.
No, it's that it's my reference point from the beginning.
A reference
just like
point.
An airplane. Like an airplane, you calibrate the gyroscope to begin with, so you assume your level wherever you are.
And that's what a water level tool is to you. Point.
I was listening a little bit yesterday, and to tell you the truth, when he talked about a water level being valuable out of line of sight, I was applauding that they fucking got around to saying something interesting. I mean, that was interesting. Yeah, everything else, because I have trouble with flat Earth evidence being considered proof because of people's lack of knowledge of what they're seeing optically.
Wait a minute.
Trying to get past
just a minute. It's definitely not flat.
You're talking about a level? You're talking about the shape of the Earth?
You said flat Earth. It's definitely not flat.
Well, I have no proof of its physical being whatsoever, Bev. I'm sorry.
Do you not have a proof that it's not flat?
All the observations and experiments that we've made show line of sight over greater distance than mathematically possible on a globe.
So to you, is the Earth flat, and do you have a proof?
Can I read you something I've been posting about regarding that? It's like my little stupid declaration.
Is it too much of a simple question?
Well, I'm going to answer your question with this. I guess not everyone knows that the flat Earth is not about the geography and topography about Earth. The term flat Earth itself is a catchphrase for, quote, "we are not on a spinning globe," unquote. It's not a belief, which would be faith-based and not scientific at all. Flat Earthers do not claim to know any more than the fact that we're recovering.
Are you speaking for a group now?
No, sir. Well, yeah, what I would call flat Earthers.
Okay.
But if you let me finish,
jump up on the.
If you let me finish, jump up. If you let me finish, I'll discount the part you're worried about. Flat Earthers do not claim to know any more than the fact that we're recovering heliocentrists. None of us have explored the outer regions of this realm, much less proven its physical reality. Flat Earth is about being alert and having a sense of self amongst a sea of followers in a corrupt society with a culture of money and war. Sadly, Flat Earth has no community, no school, no church, no center, no curriculum, no leaders, and no political affiliations. I do not know any Flat Earthers that follow the Flat Earth Society. It's not easy being different. So I hope that introduces me to you at all, Bev, and answers some of your questions. I hope.
That was pretty nice of you to say for him.
So, to tell you the truth, the Flat Earthers treat me like such a piece of shit that I decided to jump over because I've been challenging Blue. He challenged me on some video, and I sort of made a video the other day of the Earth, the distance of the Earth from some space shots. So I just mentioned him, and sort of saw him online somewhere and gave him shit. And he goes, upload it. And I did. And so I just went over to his place because to tell you the truth, they're cordial. I mean, I just have to be honest. They're more cordial than flat earthers are.
You mean you switched to
I didn't switch.
Is that what I understand?
No,
Okay.
I have few places I'm welcome. I'm blocked by all the people you'd expect to be my friends in flat earth. I'm blocked.
Hold on, don't put us in that group.
I'm just saying, the potatoes and all, the Mark Sargents and the Karen B's and the David.
No, you'll find here that we are a unique bunch of people. Dan, maybe you've been hearing the wrong things. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I've known you for years. Whatever. I've known you for like 4 years.
That's
I
right.
personally have a hatred towards Canadians, yet I'm here with Effie all the time.
You see what I mean? See what I have to go through? Yeah, you're not the only one.
Damn, snow Mexicans.
Yeah, but trust me, this is not a place like any other, Dan.
Well, can I just say, Dan, do you consider yourself that flat earther then?
Probably more so than anyone you know.
Okay, now, how do you deal with the contradiction? That it's actually not flat.
What do you please define? See, I'm sure you're well aware of this argument that you're making. I don't know your perspective. I came here today to find your perspective because they spent so much time emotionally charged by you. I said, who the fuck is Bev? Right? So it turns out I am subscribed to you on YouTube. I get a lot of notifications, but it's a bit British for me, and I'm trying to concentrate here. That's all. I have a distance when it comes to overseas. It's hard. It's 3 shifts for me too, in time, and then the Brits, then the Aussies wake up, and it's hard to keep up with the emotions of the morning and evening for a different audience. Like your evening now.
Yeah,
you're winding down,
With we're not flat earthers, right? And whether you have shifts of different time slots, I mean, most people can't watch us all the time anyway. We do massive long shows. Most people struggle to watch the entire show.
So what are you saying when you're saying it's not flat? What are you getting at?
Well, do you know what flat is?
I
as
know
close as we can get to a 2-dimensional thing, right?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Now, it's not that.
Bev, I'm imagining a sheet of paper. I'm imagining a piece of printer paper.
Yeah. Well, the Earth is not that.
Well, I'm just trying to imagine what you're saying. I'm looking at something flat in front of me.
Yeah, and I'm saying the Earth is not that. Definitely not that. You can prove that the Earth is not like that piece of paper that you're imagining.
Do you think there are physical properties to where we live? Do you think we're in a physical world?
We are definitely in a 3-dimensional physical place, yes.
And do you believe in what I might call an ice plane? That we might be in a melted spot in an ice plane?
Do you know what an elevation change is?
I think I'd call it a hill. Sure.
Okay, right. So it's not flat then.
Well, you're being ridiculous, of course.
No. This is why I'm asking you. How do you deal with the contradiction that it's not actually flat?
There is no contradiction. Can I explain to you why I don't spend time here? Because this is what it's like arguing with the UK.
Okay, can I ask you 2 questions, right? Just before, because I'm trying to make a cup of tea. Number 1, do you watch TV?
No.
Number 2, do you distill your water?
I'm a drinking water technician by trade, and I use reverse osmosis on a daily basis.
Okay, so yes, you do. Purify your water.
Okay, yeah. No, I don't distill it, but okay, sure.
Okay, good. Right. So
I'm glad.
you've got two of the components there that I think. Now, the third one is, I mean, how do you deal with that contradiction? You've said that there is no contradiction.
When I first got involved with Flat Earth and Flat Earthers and actually met Mark Sargent, my beef was, my complaint was, you've proven to me I'm not on a spinning ball in an expanding space, but there's no evidence for where we are. So I've yet to have any evidence that we're in physical space. This could be a different type of manifestation based on frequency and things that I know nothing about. You know, creation. You know, is the table solid? You know, atoms, things I really can't prove. To me, a table is solid. To a scientist, it's not. You know, so I'm telling you, I think that you and I are smart enough. We should have found.
Scientists say that a table isn't solid?
Pretty sure I learned that.
I don't know where did you learn that? Blue marble science?
No, it would have to be with the frequency of the atoms and how tightly they're bonded.
I've read that, Bev, in a physics book.
Thank
the space
you,
between
someone. Bev, you're rough.
Does this guy have a fan running? What in the world?
I do have several fans. I'm sorry. You know,
I've read that too, Dan, but I didn't believe it for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not appreciating you guys. Do you have any real questions? Because your little tests aren't fun to me. Do you have? I mean, I have lots of stuff to share. Maybe I should
keep cool, bro. No one's
Well,
keep
I mean,
cool.
I can't control. I have a fan on. It's
No,
like
don't worry about that. That's
no.
just
I have one close to the machine. So
okay then.
maybe.
So can we cut to it then? See the water level that you didn't know and you don't know how to define. George has said.
I'm
George has said in this that there's a slope, a tilt.
It's horrible. Yeah, I didn't have definition problems. You did. I'm sorry, Bill.
For the slope or the tilt of the water level.
Yeah, your accusations are awful. Your crowd.
What accusations?
Well, you just said I had some sort of problem understanding something. I had a problem giving you a definition you liked. That's
you didn't have a definition of a water level. You quite clearly said that you didn't have a definition. Nobody had ever asked you for a definition at the beginning.
I certainly wasn't being in a challenging mode for you regarding that. What I said was I was proud of the fucker to mention line of sight because I operate with flat Earth based on the line of sight being real. And he's saying, you know what? There would be a reason for a mile-long water level, or even going around a building or doing something line of sight. You know, so being out of sight.
George says it drops 8 inches. It's got a slope, a tilt of 8 inches.
I don't know. Nothing does. There is no 8-inch anything.
That's what George said.
So you're defending George?
No, I'm asking you. Do you agree with it? Because you said you don't have a definition. I'm asking you, does your definition of a water level allow for an 8-inch drop over a mile? Like George?
It would no longer be level, would it?
Okay. Well, you were sat yours in that room while George and all of those are saying that. Blue Marble's about to try and put a hump in the middle of it.
So your style has guilt by association. I didn't even have to agree or be a part of it. I was there policing it. For instance, I was standing at the door. Well, I wasn't all that welcome now, was I?
Where?
They know. Well, they know who the fuck I am. It was nice
You're in there?
It was nice of him to let me around. He knows I can only give him
Who
trouble.
the fuck are you?
Who's this?
This is Dan the Waterman.
No, I mean, who doesn't know me? Who needs
We
to know?
don't know. I don't know who you are.
I don't know. I don't know who you are.
Oh,
And I'm not allowed in Blues.
Okay, I don't hang out on Discord that much. If you were anywhere else, you'd know who I was.
You got a YouTube?
Of course I do.
Well, it's not in your. Let me see.
Wow.
Of course I did.
You'll have seen me on YouTube with that stupid flat earthers versus scientists thing with 22 million views. So you've seen me on that shit. And you've seen me do Flat Earth Hollywood. And I've also created Flat Earth Anonymous. And
we are not flat earthers. We don't follow flat earthers. We don't watch flat earthers because we're not flat earthers.
So why was Blue up your ass?
Because they're pissed off that we've done a realizing Euclid test and used the water level. They're just triggered to fuck. I'm trying to work out with you because we used the water level in our realizing Euclid test.
I hear you. I'm sorry. I thought I was coming to a group of flat earthers. Montreal, I've known as being on the fence and being interested in the subject for a long time.
Yeah, anybody can come here and talk about anything. Like we're very open and very accepting of anybody. We don't stop other people, but we do ask that people are honest, and that's all we ask.
That's different than being ignorant. Asking. These guys could figure out that I am, who I am, whatever.
Down the water, man. That's all we've got.
Oh, wow. It's enough for everyone else. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but should you have a definition of a water level? Being down the water, man? Or do you distill your water? Are you like a H2O guy? Do you break it down like that? I mean, what sort of a waterman are you?
I did explain to you I'm an expert in reverse osmosis, as being municipally treated water is most easily cleaned up with reverse osmosis.
Okay, so you don't really deal in hydrostatics then?
No.
He's like a filter guy. That's what he does.
The water in California is pretty dirty.
I like the distilled water myself.
Filter man.
I think reverse osmosis is the best compromise, is how I describe it.
So, Dan, let me ask you a question, bro, since you're here.
What's up, buddy?
Okay, a water level, right? A simple question. Just to give you a mindset of where we're at over here. Let's say we were to have a water level. You know what a water level is, right? A tube with water filled in it, right?
Well, the bubble's pretty key. You forgot the bubble, but okay.
No, not a spirit level.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right.
Oh, well, if you don't know that, then I don't think I could continue because.
Well, you guys are like real stiff in definitions right now, and not concept. So hills don't make it flat. I don't know what type of bubble.
Hey.
Wow, this is a joke.
No, he's asking you. Way. Yeah, he's just trying to explain to you what a water level tool is, and you mentioned bubble. He now knows you don't know what a water level tool is.
That's all right. Let me try something.
I don't mean to be antagonistic, Dan. You know me for a long time, right? So a water level is just a tube filled with water.
So where's the question? We all know what it is and how it works. How lame are you guys? We all know what the fuck it is.
Calm down, please. Calm down.
Up, man?
You didn't know what it was. You thought a bubble was in it.
No, man. I just tried to explain to you. Let me explain to you one more fucking time.
Yeah.
You've changed. I'm no longer gonna stick up for you, dude. Sorry. You lost me.
All of the research and all of the work that I've done that you guys don't know about because you don't care to look has been in the field of optics. It has to do with lasers, mirrors, and infrared, all of which key on the words line of sight, which the globies shit on. They say there is no such thing as line of sight. Well, I'm proving that there is. Therefore, I'm stuck in the world of optics. Interestingly enough, the distance in a water level does not require optics, yet it also doesn't require the manipulation of electronics. So it's a very physical, real, interesting point of not proving anything, but observing what more than appears to be level. It can be trusted as level at any distance. Am I correct?
You're triggered for one.
Oh,
I was
because
very nice to you.
I would say
First
well,
of
not
all,
against you. It's not against you. You know that. Come on.
yeah, but bro, I was asking you about a water level,
What?
and I was simply
what-
gonna ask you.
Hey man, can you shut up while Essie is talking? Like really, you've overtalked them the whole time. Here.
Dude, I like you a lot, Rakia. Don't fuck with me. I'm cool.
No, I'm not screwing with you. I'm just asking you.
Then
Can
you
you
ask-
not
you
talk
ask-
over people?
But you
as
asked
talk?
me. But you asked me. I know what you do. I know what you don't post nothing. He never has. So you ask me what needs to be asked because I trust you
what
to ask
the
it right.
hell?
Just ask it right. Ask the question.
Oh my god, this is so painful.
Yeah, get the hell
you
out of here.
become a real dick, eh, Dan?
It is free for all Fridays. Come on, guys.
I'm just saying. Give me a question.
You
can
didn't know what a water level is, boy.
Dude.
With a name of Dan the Waterman, you, sir, didn't know what a water level was.
You're only proving that you're Canadian. So Rakia, please. What's he trying
Calm down, Dan. Calm down.
What's he trying to ask me? What's he trying to ask me?
Man, I don't want anything to do with you. You
And I
overtalked
was
him the whole time.
sticking
I
up
just asked
for
you to
this
not
guy.
over-
I can't believe it.
All right.
Sorry, Rakia.
Yeah, no, I'm done with it.
I'll mute.
Hey,
Let me know if you guys
talk-
have any real questions.
I'll take that bet and talk to you later, man. Good luck with your line of sight stuff. I love optics, but I don't know. I think you're projecting a little bit when you say other people's attitude are causing you to get kicked out of places.
I've done more work in this field than all of you.
Awesome, man. We're proud of you. I love optics. You suck.
How do you know that you've done more than everyone in here?
But he's talking about in the field of flat Earth. Obviously, he's done more than us because we're not flat Earthers.
Oh.
Dan the Waterman didn't know what a water level was.
Yeah, I think we can move on. As soon as he mentioned bubble, let's just move on from that. I'd like to hear about optics, but I mean, to talk to him about a water level tool now is futile.
Yeah.
I think if I could chime in for a second, I think it is worthwhile for anybody who might be listening, and maybe for Dan. You are correct that we're a little bit sensitive when it comes to words that are used. So the idea that when Bev says it isn't flat and you go, that's ridiculous, of course, everybody tells us that. But yet our thing around here is words mean things. Are we a bit over literal? Yes. And there's reasons for that. So we like to be extremely clear about what we're talking about. Use the words that actually mean what they mean, and everybody's cool. That's all. It's all good.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
That was really nice of you. The point is, I was being attacked for language regarding what do I call level, or you know
That
what I
wasn't
call
an
level.
attack.
You know.
Hey, you
Let's,
called me a
let's just trying
Canadian.
to clarify. But anyway, I'll tell people in the audience, I say Earth is land only. That's why I say the Earth isn't flat, because I look around me at the land, and it's very rarely flat for any distance, in my area at least. That's why I don't call myself a flat earther. It's
Yeah, but
because I wasn't talking to you, brother.
Yeah, but I've traveled. I've looked at other places. You're looking from one perspective. You think that's healthy?
Are you kidding me? You think I haven't traveled? I've traveled the world, sir. I still consider the Earth to be land only and very rarely flat in most areas.
You're more bizarre than flat earthers. That's crazy.
Awesome.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Because I'm the exact same way as Rakia.
Thank you. I will accept that compliment from you. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to come back and visit some more.
I do never, ever, ever want to be associated with a group called Flat Earth or Globe Earth. Ever. So thank you again.
I'll have to figure you guys out.
And while you're at it, just go on Home Depot and type in water level, Dan.
Dude, stick on it forever. I made a small verbal stumble, and you could laugh at it and repeat, back it up, put it forward, make a video. It doesn't change who I am. Go for it.
It's all right. I'm just jabbing at you. I'm just getting
don't
back at you for being a smartass.
All right, well, I'll forget that.
Sorry.
It's
Can I?
water under the bridge.
Sorry, Dan. So can I ask the question? So you're aware of the water level then? Now that you know what we're talking about, not the bubble level, spirit level. Yeah, not without getting heated.
I'm aware water is level. Water is level. Water is
right. Okay.
Water.
Can I just make you aware of if you had a clear bit of pipe, yeah, and you filled it with water. Are you aware of that being like a water level tool?
You guys,
you can use
I'm not retarded. You guys gotta speak like faster or something. Like, yeah, I've heard of tubing. I'm in the business of. I carry rolls of tubing, whether it's clear, colored, of different size. I'm aware of the characteristics of water. I'm aware of the characteristics of water.
God.
Wow, I've never heard it any worse.
Yeah.
What is wrong with Dan?
You guys are retarded.
No, I think you're high.
There we go.
Calling us retarded now.
We got the retarded. All right.
Wow, man.
What do you think you need to teach me about water characteristics?
He wasn't teaching you anything. He was asking you if you knew what a water level tool. You're such an arrogant prick. You can't even listen to that.
Do you know what a socket wrench is? Do you know what a socket wrench is?
Dude, you thought it had a bubble in it.
That's not conical.
Listen to the voice.
Dude.
I'm just trying to say, you're just picking on garbage instead of getting real.
We're just trying to get to show something very simple to somebody. That's it.
So
getting real wouldn't be flat Earth.
I agree. I'm sorry for that. You're right.
That's all right, man. It's just calm. No, I don't. When someone says calm down, it's really annoying. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that, but just like there's no rush. There's no urgency. You don't have to be the center. Someone else can say something. It doesn't have to be a like interrogation or anything. But we just want to know some basic things, like if you know what water level is, right? Now you can react the way you want to react, but I still don't know if you've ever held a water level, as in a piece of tubing with water in it, looked at the two heights of each of the end. Is that you, Dan? Sorry, it's a bit noise coming through. Sorry, but yeah, so you've actually got them. Yeah, it's a bit of cut off tube. So you're just looking at the ends of the same tube filled with water. I'm not talking to you like a child. I'm just trying to get clear. So have you ever done that?
Would you like to see me doing it in public, in front of people? I mean, yes. This is if you were to look at what I do that publicly. I bring that demonstration to the street.
So why not just say, yeah, dude, I have. Just say, yeah, I have.
He said Google me.
Because we're all aware of the characteristics of water. That's why it's used.
No, we find that people are not aware. So this is why they ask these things.
Okay, well, I'm way ahead of you, Paige. We're fine. I'm with you. I came here because you had intelligence.
Dan, we don't. I seriously have never heard of you, mate. So, no disrespect. I'm just literally, I've never heard of your name.
I'm on the other side of the pond. All right.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I'm not saying, oh, you're not big enough for me not to know you. Yeah, it's not like that. It's just I've just never heard. Your name's never come up on the YouTube or whatever.
Dan, are you when I Google you, are you danthewaterman.com or is that somebody else?
That's me as well, but that's my
Dan,
work.
Is it I'm the Dan the Waterman, I help people change their drinking water and the way they think?
Definitely not. So I'm not sure what you're looking at. I mean, hang on, just understand. danthewaterman.com is for work. Dan the Waterman at YouTube is Flat Earth.
Okay. All right.
A little different.
Thank you.
Little different.
So it is a specific Flat Earth channel then?
Yes, Dan the Waterman is, but also the other channels that are cool are Flat Earth Hollywood Live, was a show that we were doing from Hollywood before COVID. That was a lot of fun, very similar to the American TV show Saturday Night Live. So we're trying to do basically Flatterday Night Live as a regular sort of entertainment version of trying to be flat Earth or trying to challenge people's belief. I've got a big problem with, the space program and the legitimacy of that. So I'm really just using Flat Earth as a platform for justice.
Just to
because
trigger people.
I know nothing about politics. I'm not going to Washington. I'm not going to be a politician. I stumbled into Hollywood because I lived 4 miles away. So when I got one of these flat Earth models, I took it there, and it was colorful, and it matched the kind of crap that was already there. So it turns out the audience there is looking to be
entertained. It's Hollywood.
For a moment, yeah, they'll give me 10 minutes. And surprisingly, then I got something to say, So given 10 minutes, flat earthers don't look as stupid as it appears.
Are you sure?
So that's the joy. One time, the joy of being a flat earther.
It's entertainment.
But there isn't a waking group. So it's very disappointing when people are into it. They go, "Hey, how do I go? Follow you guys?" And they go, "Don't. It sucks. It's horrible. Flat earthers are pretty damaged, and we don't have a group worth doing. We're not part of a religion. There is no cult. There's nothing for you." And I'm pissed off that there is.
Because flat Earth doesn't exist. That's why. No.
To you, then I ask.
No,
about
it
mathematics.
doesn't.
I hear you, but then I ask about the mathematics that I'm presenting, and I ask about numbers that I'm presented.
What mathematics are you presenting? I mean, you've just said
for instance, globe math, that there should be a physical horizon somewhere between 5 to 15 miles. There should
Sorry, globe math.
I'm sorry, mainstream, what they teach in school.
What do they teach in school?
That we live on a sphere, some 24,900 miles.
We did that. We did this last night. Where did you get taught that? Which lesson was that you got taught that one?
Well,
name the class. The sort of year that you got taught that in school. Was it in college, school, nursery school, primary school? I don't know what you have over there. Elementary school. Where did you get taught that?
What difference does it make? You know that's what we're taught.
I say I wasn't taught that.
So you know where I got that math. You know
I wasn't taught that.
You know where I get the supposed radius. You know where I get the 24.
I don't know. Where do you get the supposed radius from?
Let's just laugh. Let's say I Googled it.
I got it from Discord. First time I've ever heard of it. I never
didn't get taught it at school then, did you not? Because that's what your original claim was.
Actually, no. My claim was I could do math, and I was talking to Paige. You're being an ass, okay? I was talking to Paige about math and how I would like to work on the math.
You said you could get radius.
No,
You said globe math.
Listen. I'm pretty clear about what I say, and I'm pretty
What's globe math?
Your ability to put words in my mouth.
What's globe math? You said it. What is
you
it?
And I, it's the whatever you accept as academia, and wherever it's taught, and whatever little words. Can I finish what I was trying to say before? The reason why I don't argue with Brits is because they do this. They go, "Did you say a word?" And you go, "Well, no, I said two words."
Right,
well, I think you said a word, and it's like, "Well, are you calling me names?" No, I'm not calling you names. I think you're calling me names.
Try and do the voices. Try and do a few different voices.
Is this your meltdown?
Yeah, it becomes this psychotic. I think you said this. I think you said that. The subject.
No, we all heard you say globe math, and you learned it in school.
You heard me confuse the type of level he was using, too.
No, he was just asking you at what level of school were you taught that. I even said I wasn't taught that.
Okay, so my subject matter had to do with current research on things like temperatures. They've had this probe that goes to the sun.
Can you not answer where you were taught it at school then?
So you weren't taught it at school?
Because it's not the focus of my education. Today, The inconsistencies in my ability to gather correct data is the problem, and why I doubt the space program in its entirety.
We're just interested in questions being answered because we asked someone last night where they taught in school, and I find it interesting that people say they were taught this in school. I wasn't taught it, and when we ask people what grade, who taught them, how did they teach it, they go into a meltdown like you just did.
That's more interesting to me, and I'm pretty sure to a lot of people. It fascinates me.
Yeah, then if space is fake.
Yeah, you think you've developed some sort of argument somewhere during this conversation?
No, we just it's just entertainment.
Just chatting.
Listening to you is entertainment.
Really? All right. So why don't I entertain you with some of the shit that I've done that makes me feel the way I do about the term flat Earth?
Can I ask you that question before you do that? About the water level?
Oh yeah.
Okay, now that we're clear that you know what a water level is.
Thank you, man. Thanks. That's a good way to start.
Well, I didn't mean it. Well, of course, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, my bad. My bad. I didn't mean it that way. Peace. If you hold the water level, let's say a couple of inches apart, right? We all know that. What happens to the water, correct?
Well, you didn't describe any elevation change, so I don't know what happened to the water. Sorry.
No, I'm saying if you hold the two tubes side by side, either end, right? The water, we know what happens to the water when we look at it, right?
Both sides will match. Yeah, I've seen the things work.
Exactly. And if we lift one side,
the tube will rise, but the water will not.
Perfect. As long as we're clear on that. Nice. Okay, now picture in your mind now, or in reality, how far do you think we can extend this water level?
Forever.
There it is. That's all I wanted to ask you, bro. That's all,
That's
perfect. Thank you.
All that's out of logic, though. Really, that's out of logic.
Yeah, but that's all I wanted to ask you.
I agree with him on that. First thing I've agreed with him. Yeah, it is out of logic, of course.
Yeah.
And it's practical. You can demonstrate it yourself very cheaply. Demonstrate it to others, and what others can't do is show you differently. And when asked, can you show me that a water level doesn't create a horizontal? They melt down.
Yeah, every time.
You guys want to see video of me doing it in front of people?
I do not.
I don't. Like you, that shouldn't be the sort of thing you say round here if you know what we have had shown.
No, turn the mic and the fan off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll drop a link with chat.
We trust you've done it.
Yeah.
It was questionable there for a little while, but I think you've explained yourself.
I think you're gonna find I understand you guys a lot,
awesome.
And I don't make stupid claims either. I just don't. I've had too much real experience in the field, and I have too much going for me with physics, having physical properties and working with, for instance, working with lasers over distance.
Physics having physical properties, did you say?
Well, does light have mass? When we're working with, for instance, lights at distance, miles and miles away, and watching them collide, it's very fascinating to watch a beam of light collide with each other. And you're thinking, well, is it just passing through? Is there a collision? Is there a distortion? And working with light and working with people during this, like excursions and trying to work with people, it's very fascinating. Our world is very fascinating, and they don't tell us everything in what I call school. Bev, what's your definition of school? Just so I get it right next time.
What?
Well, I mean, next time I mention what we all believe, and you give me a hard time, I just want to know.
We all believe. What are you talking about? You're putting me in a group.
The sheep. No, what the sheep believe. I'm referring to sheep. You know that.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Then say what you mean, rather than saying.
Like, why would I be talking about sheep?
I have a whole video about it if you'd like to hear it, but it's basically
video about sheep.
Yeah, because
most to go bah. There was ones,
And
but
most
like
people,
woolly ones.
Most people's level of expertise is to know
My missus
sheep's
does
ass.
a lot of knitting, so
But
yeah,
most
you
most
get the wool
people,
from them.
Most people's level of expertise is to know sheep's ass. All they have to do is follow. That's all they need to do in life, whether it's their community, their culture.
Dude, I don't think I'm with you. I don't. You'll have to back up a couple of paces. Are we talking about sheep?
Yeah, I was explaining to you that. I'm not sure you understand me, Bev.
I don't. Like I say, my missus does a lot of knitting and stuff, spinning with wool. They come from sheep. Is that the sheep that we're talking about?
That's the sheep they taught me about in school, Bev.
Okay, okay.
Probably the same sheep, probably, right?
Yeah, okay.
All right,
So we are talking about sheep and wool.
Yeah, your arguments are just awful. They're just awful. I just have to admit.
What arguments?
Well, I was trying to speak. I was trying
to clarify what the fuck you were talking about sheep. Why you were talking about sheep.
Well, you didn't let me, and you're not letting me, so I'm done. Thanks
Okay.
for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for popping in.
I appreciate it a lot. Thanks.
Dan the Waterman, ladies and gentlemen. Big Hollywood star.
What the hell was that?
I haven't got a clue.
It's been a weird fucking week, man.
Weirder, this fucking thing.
I'm telling you.
Literally only just seen that guy in that Blue Marble YouTube video. That was the first time I'd seen him. And I saw he went in there and talked. Well, he just sat in there. I didn't have a clue who he was.
Don't you dare ask him about it, or he'll lose his mind, obviously.
I'm just going to throw something out there since it's Free for All Friday. Everybody knows that CERN did start up again, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, all right.
It's been a fucking weird couple of weeks, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the hell's going on. Anybody in the chat? I noticed that as soon as he came in, we lost a load of numbers. It's like people turned it off. Does everybody in the chat know who that guy is? In the YouTube? Do anybody in here, like Essie? Yes, he's heard of him. Paige, have you heard of him?
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen his name. I've never actually spoken to him. Probably never even chatted to him in a comment section. But I've seen his name for years. If it's the same guy, then yeah, he's been around for a while.
Okay. Anybody else? Because I
have
didn't
no
have a clue
idea.
who he was.
None. No
I
clue.
have no idea who he is.
Anyone else?
No contact.
I think I've heard his name, and he knew me like we had talked before.
Yeah.
But I don't remember him at all. And I'm an optics person, like I
Rob Keane
but I
has
don't
heard
remember.
of him. So, like, at
I'm
least
sure he
Rob's
had-
heard of him.
I'm sure he was in like Globebuster. I think they mentioned him at some point ages ago.
He was in a viral video with that chick named Shelly.
Ah, right. Is that where? Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. Well,
If that is flat Earth, right? Like, I don't want any part of it even more so.
yeah. Like, what? He couldn't answer a simple question. Like, I mean, maybe. I mean, are they gaslighting me? Or am I just really bad at asking questions? What is it about me and the way I ask these questions?
No, he wanted you to already know what he meant when he said, the sheep. He wanted you to just already know what he meant and just agree with him. He didn't want to be asked to explain what he was saying. He just wanted you to go, oh, yes, Dan, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. I mean, I must obviously live in a different crowd of people. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I don't watch TV. I don't like. I literally were around here. These are my people. We do stuff together here and go out and do pictures and stuff.
That's why I tried to, I tried to tell them that words mean things, right? I mean, we're very sensitive and literal, and it's for a reason. And then it's like, it's almost similar to I Can Science that, right? Read my mind. How dare you not read my mind? How did you not know what I was thinking? It's like, dude, what do you want from me? Holy
You
shit.
mean you never sheared a sheep?
I smelled some sheep before. I actually lived right next to a sheep farm.
I got bit by a sheep.
That's a
How close are we? How close are we to something significant with all these random people coming in here and acting the same way? Like, we are over the target for sure. We knew it was going to come to this.
Absolutely.
Yep. Amen to that, Riccio. Bev called it earlier, right? He said this was going to happen. It's like we're stuck in the middle, and we're going to have both sides shooting at us. But hey, it's cool.
Yeah. All you've got to do is stick to simple, basic reality. Get like a decent conversation going. The guy's called Dan the Waterman. I just wanted to work out how much he knew about water, because as everybody knows, especially if you've actually come into the Discord and you know what this group of people is about, water is the most significant thing any of us have ever dealt with. There's something special about water. So for a guy with a name like that, it's worth asking him what he knows about it. And it appears he's all about optics.
I've been saying that for years, Bev, that water is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I think we all know that.
I said when I very first started this, I said, it's the water that defines the horizontal, which it is. That's how important water is.
Yep. That's what brought me into this. Water. I
Now,
was researching time. Yep.
at Lake Mead now, where all the water's getting lower and lower, you can see the line where the water used to sit, and it's this horizontal line going all the way down, as far as the eye can see.
Yep. Yeah, we're just dealing about what is, like we have done with the trivium. That's where I think the main thing was, the biggest leap you could ever get to have an understanding from where you are actually coming from is to start with the trivium and learn about the identity of the thing it is that you're talking about. Because until you can define that, you cannot move from that spot. You can't say that it does something in order to sort of work a reasoning process to form your logic, which is the scientific method to give you some sort of knowledge, a reasoned outcome. If you don't have an idea about what the identity of the thing is, I tell you, we're moving into a different era here within this bit. And it's obviously, you know, people can either come and talk to us or not. Mainly, you want to come and sit and listen just to a conversation. Most people have done that. Most people that have ever been in here have been sat in here for months before they say anything.
Or years.
Well, people sit on the
In my
sidelines
case,
for a long time, don't they?
Yeah, in my case, I sat in the chat for at least a couple of years before I decided to talk to you guys.
Yeah. And that's okay. I mean, everybody expects that sort of stuff. It takes a lot to be able to talk. And especially if you don't like talking on the live streams, that takes a long time too. But we're not always live. We're only live for these nights. The rest of the time, we're in Discord chatting just like normal people. Because that's all we are.
From my point of view, you get to learn who the people are in the chat and what the people are on the show itself. And
There's definitely more learning done in
Exactly.
the not live. Right? I can just give you a glimpse of what happens in the Discord. The only way you can ever do this is to experience it in the moment. Sometimes it'll never be repeated. We'll try and redo them again, but yeah, in the Discord, that's really where it is. Some people can't hack it. People like Dan. Some people like I can science that.
I mean, he came in like you've been arguing with him for months already, and he had an attitude. He was completely defensive, and all you were trying to do was learn how his understanding of things.
He'd sat in Blue Marbles last night, listened to 3 hours of them slagging me off. That's
okay.
obvious that they poisoned the well for who I am.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. He was primed for it by a group of people that he'd gone and sat in a thing. Blue Marble Science. He'd learned all of that sort of stuff. If you go and listen to the Blue Marble Science show from last night, it's, I'd say, a prime example of globe science and how globe science works. You'd be shocked, I think, but that's the way it's allowed by a lot of people. Allowed by globe science. And probably, is he going now? They've probably assembled a hate squad over there. I do have a lot of hate fans. The views have gone down. They're probably, I reckon there's probably about 20 hate fans that have now swapped over to Blue Marbles, but they would still have to keep an eye on what's going on over here. So shout out Blue if you're listening, if you got anybody listening. Yeah, we support Blue Marble Science. It's that's where you go to learn all of the globe science. It's every one of the globe proofs they're over there at Blue Marble Science. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing well. 66. I bet it's another hate fan fest. All of the anti-Bev people are over there. And I'm sorry for people if you've come here and you want to start learning about Euclidean geometry and you start talking to people about Euclidean geometry, then you get the response that the globe science is going to give you because of the things we've said about Euclidean geometry. It's unfortunate that we're in this arena and Euclidean geometry isn't going to be accepted. There's a group of people that won't accept logic. Aristotelian or Aristotelian. Old school, we'll call it. Old school, traditional logic. Where you have a yes or a no and exclude the middle. The law of non-contradiction still applies. You know, all of that's good old-fashioned logic. Versus the new. I have to little bunny ears. Model science. I don't want to say it's specifically globe, because as Dan's just shown, I don't think people have proof anymore. I don't think people know what proof is. And that's rather depressing. Hopefully we can give some people an idea of some old-fashioned logical proofs that actually, you know, formulate in your head. You can do it for yourself. Use reasoning powers. Such a strange place we're living in at the minute. 2022. And there's a group of adults that don't know the difference between a circle and a straight line. They say there's no geometric proof that could discern between the two. That's where we're at. Water levels have slopes, tilts to them. Except, of course, when you're talking to Blue Marble and he puts a horizontal and then puts a hump in the middle. But they don't see that as contradictory either. I mean, that's the ability of globe science. Elevation profiles of horizontal lines that aren't straight, curve upwards. It's a brand new era. In those old days, right? This is all imaginings, and when you realize you were never taught it at school. But what if these people now turn into teachers? They teach their children, and their children grow up to be teachers, and then they go into schools, and then they start actually teaching this. That's dangerous to me.
I think it's already started.
Yeah.
Not formally yet, but it's sinking slowly.
That's why I want to hear from people. Most of us are of a certain age. Or, well, I'd say nearly all of us. But if there's any younger people listening, I know there isn't many. But if there is, did you actually learn anything like this from school? I know for a fact I did not. I got told graphs were X and Y. Horizontals were parallel. The X and Y graph, that's how you formulate your mathematics. All the X's and Y's are formulated within a graph system. That's how they make the numbers. That's how it works. Algebraic formulas relate to the geometric formulas and parabolas and all of that. It's all plotted on graphs and then mapped in algebra and the functions of all of that sort of stuff. There was nothing to do with the globe within mathematics. No slope values, no particular dimensions of anything. That's only in these Discord servers and YouTubes. It wasn't at school. But, I mean, it might have filtered in by now. I don't know. Interesting to find out. See if there's anybody does that. I know what we deal with here is this imagining that you have a thought of something, but then you realize there is no definition. There's no reason for you to be thinking that. Because it's as though that idea has just been implanted in your brain somehow. Dan, what are you doing? He's all right. There's no need to get triggered, Dan. Come on. You can post your links in Discord. You've definitely got Discord because you were over there in Blue Marble Science's Discord. Crazy. Yeah, he was probably over there yesterday when they were talking about land tides. That's right. Land tides, not the traditional water tide. No, they worked onto land tides yesterday over there at Blue Marble Science. They convinced themselves.
That's new for me. What's land tides?
Oh, you've got to go back and listen to Blue Marbles yesterday. Please do.
How can you not know land tides?
We have been told a bit ago, I think, with a conversation with PhD Tony, because he studies this sort of stuff, and he was telling us of the land tide. Now, envision it in your mind, and you'd be right. That's what they actually are talking about. The rise and fall of the land in accordance to the moon.
Moon.
Yep. Like a tide, like a tide on the water. Well, they have land tides now too. I mean,
wouldn't that cause water tides also? Like the land, if the land is moving up and down, that's going to affect the water.
Well, yeah, the water, that's the way the water tides come from. They're like, it's the same thing. It literally, the same thing that causes the water tide causes the land tide. But it's really strange because there's no such thing as a tide in land.
I cannot feel
or
that.
lakes or anything like that. They don't have tides. It's only the oceans that have tides. And of course, why would the land miss out? This is globe science. I mean, it's pretty new to most people, but Blue Marble, if you want to listen, Blue Marble went over yesterday, that video called Let's Talk About Water Levels or something like that, where they completely confuse themselves. If you want to listen to the globe science opinion, the contradictory opinions of the globe science community, about water levels, but also learn about land tides.
Yeah,
then
you might be
shoot over there.
dubious. People might be dubious, Bev, of that. But I mean, you just think about it, right? Because everybody knows, right, that the moon is strong enough to move water, and everybody knows how heavy water is. If anybody has tried to lift like something like a 5-gallon bucket full of water,
yeah,
I mean that's some heavy shit right there. I mean, if it can move the water and how heavy the water is, why would it have a problem with the land?
Yeah.
Of course, the move means the land.
It should move the land more because it has more mass.
Yeah, exactly.
Not dirt. I mean, it's fluffy sort of stuff, isn't it? Worms and stuff.
And sands in the desert.
Yeah.
Easily.
8 pounds a gallon.
Yeah. Be fair. Sugar Cookie beat you to it. I mean, Brenda Cookie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beat you to it. Totally beat you to it. Had it right there, right on the tip of his fingers.
I tried to say it long ago, but you guys never stopped talking.
You're not getting credit for that. Too bad. Talk to Brenda Cookie about that. It's not my problem.
See, and like I'm expecting, like, because we have a big tide here, 10-meter tide, as opposed to down south where they have like a 2-foot tide, or maybe even less than that in certain places. So there might be somewhere where the land tide is a lot more than somewhere else, right? So you might be able to see a lot further at a certain time of the land tide. Right? You might get a lift up, a bit of.
Maybe that's what we're seeing in those time lapses: the land tide moving up and down. And wouldn't they have to have a mean
land tide?
Yeah, land tide, like an average.
Mm-hmm. I would expect so, but I mean, this is all new to us. If anybody wants to listen to it or find out any more about land tides, it's a Blue Marble science thing, and we're very inexperienced about it. So, in fact, it sounds like a load of shit to me. But
it was the first I'd ever heard of it.
Yeah, I still think it's a load of shit. But if you want to learn about it, Blue Marble Science on Discord. He's got quite a few of the experts over there. They were talking about it. If you want an intro on to how they talk about these land tides, yesterday they did a live show with mainly about us talking about this sort of stuff. But if you want to do that, shoot on over there. They have every one of the globe proofs. It's an extensive list. Well,
I would remain better skeptic.
I'm with you there, Paper. I don't blame you.
Oh. What? Like we've ended up with another troll at Montreal. You're being called lame by.
I don't get it. I was sticking up for this dude. I don't know what happened to Dan. What's going on, man? What happened to you?
I think the mind's been poisoned. He did spend a day over there yesterday. Well, I don't know how long he's been over there at the Blue Marble Science Community.
Like, I didn't know him that well, like, but still, he wasn't like this.
He called you buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
He also said they were really nice at Blue, so... Yeah.
Take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. They're not as vile as some other places. I'll give him that. But nice, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like,
last time I seen
people,
him was...
you know, like, I can't really go anywhere, it seems. People, despite me, like Dan said, I was offensive to him, asking questions. Seems like I have offensive questions.
Attack him.
Attacking him with questions about the words he used.
By the way, Dan, if you post in Discord, you'll probably get more views of your video. A lot of people in the Discord.
He did say he was.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to check out his channel, but I don't. I mean, I'm the one who likes optics, and I've never really even, I don't think I've seen his videos.
I really don't know how not to ask inquisitive questions, but they seem to be violent questions. Violence by questioning.
Yeah.
New stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that's what it'll end up separating us from the flat earther and the globe earther. It seems like the flat earther and the globe earther have this way of not offending each other's models with offensive questions. And I think that's what separates us from both of those two, is that we don't give a shit. We'll just ask a question. If something doesn't fit, we'll ask a question. If we spot a fallacy, we'll point it out. If we spot a contradiction, I'll point it out. Sorry if that offends people, but hey, it is 2022 and we are all older people. May just be our age.
Maybe maybe you can do a reset and come back another time.
We've been placed in a community that we just don't fit in. No need to.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe you just had a bad day. Like,
yeah. Bev does tend to trigger people,
Seems to have that effect. I don't know.
Yeah. He caught me on a good day. Plus, I got, Bev told me we were live. I was trying to keep my cool, but it was strange what he was doing. Pure projection a lot of times. We treated him as nice as we could, but weird. Getting weirder and weirder around here.
I even stuck up for him on YouTube. I told everybody, chill out. I know Dan. It seems Dan has changed a little. But like we said, that you could have had a bad day, so won't hold that one against you.
I think it's when people think Earth is the combination of all the land, water, animals, humans, stars, sun, and moon. I think that's where we differ a lot. I don't think that at all. I think Earth is just the land by itself.
Yeah, I'm totally literal. I do not give a big E to that thing and group it all together and say here's the Earth. That's ridiculous. I don't put the water with the Earth. They're separate things.
I think they do though. Trees. You see what I'm saying? I think they put all that as Earth. I do not.
Yeah, I think they possibly even group themselves in with that whole one massive entity. Yeah, including everybody that's on it.
You know what I think? I think they think that, but mostly orientation, the flat earthers. That's where I think the disconnect is. They picture it as a whole, and they picture an orientation.
I'm fixing to pass the world famous power line.
Oh no.
Earth curve coming up.
Yeah. Hold on to that steering wheel, brother.
Jeez. We live on a basketball.
Well, after you get to the middle, you can just coast, right?
That's where the skateboard paradox comes in. Just put it in neutral, Rakia, once you get to the center.
I couldn't hear. Who was that? For some reason, I couldn't hear him. Was he low for y'all too?
Yeah, I think that was Mobius.
Oh, well, then I don't need.
I said when. Yeah, when you get to the middle, you can just coast.
Yeah, put it in neutral.
It's still low for me.
Yeah, you're very low, Mobius. He said you can coast once you get to the center.
Oh, save on diesel, right? Well, what if I go? What if I start going backwards?
Well, you got to make it over the apex. You got to make sure you're right at the edge of the hump.
They should have a sign: Sagitta reached.
Yeah.
Who's my anti-pole? My anti-Sagitta.
Top of the hump.
Well, we're all there right now. I'm here. I'm there now, right now, because I'm moving. I'm always changing the top.
Still pressing gas?
Yep. I'm not there yet. I haven't gotten to the Sagitta of the bridge. For some reason, it only happens over water, right?
Well, land tide.
Oh yeah,
that shit ain't going away, man.
That's another thing you've got to figure in now on everything.
Yeah. You just can't bring up land tide and not start to explain how all that would affect everything else. Like that.
Be careful when you get off the bridge, Rakia, because it may have moved from the land tides.
That would sure explain why certain times of the day that the beach is obstructed and other times it's not. If the land is moving up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta rethink this. Maybe I'm a land tider. Group me into that group.
Yeah, you've got to figure in time of day. Right? To know whether it's high land tide or low land tide.
I'm looking for the land tide charts and can't find them. Now they do talk about how there are land tides, but I haven't seen the charts yet.
Do you do? I mean, who's talking about it? Have you tried Googling it?
Yeah, I Googled it. It's in Google.
Is it?
Google
Tideland. It's a film. Tideland.
It's actually a thing, believe it or not.
I've not found
it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's got to be charts, right?
I checked it out. I couldn't believe my eyes.
I've just got
land tides.
I'll put an S on the end of it.
Well, they say that the Earth is pulled in the water, like gets closer and creates the high and low tide, blah blah blah, the bulges, and it's a lot of movement. How does it get back in place? Like, wouldn't it? Man.
Nice. Yeah. There it is.
Land tide.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. That's it. It has to, right?
Don't you feel like saying, "Get the hell out of here, man"?
It has
Come on.
No, I love it. In my business, I love this. Your concrete crack. Oh, well, if you'll look on this chart here, it says that the land tide.
You say when did this happen?
Come on, you wouldn't use that.
When did the crack first appear? Oh.
Oh my
Green
God.
land tide that day.
Yeah. That was that was the spring land
Was an
tide.
act of was an act of God.
Was it a full moon?
I think it would be some problem with insurances.
The stuff they say and the stuff they believe, it's unbelievable.
I don't know if they necessarily believe it. They
No,
just
it
have to
says,
spout
yeah.
it because it fits their mouth.
It says it, yeah. The model says it, so they have to go with it, right? Doesn't matter how ridiculous it sounds. And they may not mention it until somebody like you or SE or me says, that's fucking ridiculous. Let's make a comedy routine about it. And then it becomes all fucking serious as fuck, doesn't it?
How many years have we been talking about tides and no one's ever, not one person that I know of has mentioned land tides, and then all of a sudden it's, common knowledge.
Yeah,
What?
we say how long it was, how long it's been going for. Is there an etymology of land tides? When did they go back to? When did they first notice? Is it a new science thing? Is it a glow? I bet it's a blue marble science thing, right?
And the land tides are caused by the moon as well, claimed.
Yeah, and the sun and the moon, the conjunction between the two.
So again, they're injecting pull into the equation. And you know my thoughts on pull.
Well, it's just something else we don't understand.
Us Hicks, we don't understand stuff.
Yeah, Hicks and Canadians.
Canadian Hicks and Southern American Hicks.
Blew this.
Rakia, if you're out on your boat, Rakia, when you're out on your boat and it's high and you're in the middle of high tide, does like stuff float off the deck of your boat because it gets lighter and shit?
I mean, I don't know.
Because, if it's pulling all that water up, man, it should be pulling the stuff. Like if you have something on the counter or, your dash or you buy your boat, a pack of cigarettes or something, it should float right off of there, shouldn't it? Everything's being pulled equally. Oh, bullshit, man.
Whoa, oh, no way. Let me read a couple of things for you here. It's like because the ocean tides, the way water rises in some areas, it also forced down in others. The same is true of land tides. Land tides are small, though, and the actual movement of the Earth's surface is usually no greater than 12 inches, 30 centimeters, your average ruler. Monitoring land tides, it says, due to these cycles, it is relatively easy for scientists to monitor land tides. We've never heard of them, but it's relatively easy. Geologists monitor the tides with seismometers, tilt meters, and strain meters. All of these instruments are tools that measure the motion of the ground, but tilt meters and strain meters are capable of measuring slow ground movements. The measurements taken by these instruments are then transferred to a graph where scientists can view the distortion of the Earth on a graph. These graphs often look like undulating curves or bulges indicating the upward and downward movement of land tides. Like the Oklahoma Geological Survey's website provides an example of graphs created with the measurements from a seismometer for an area near Leonard, Oklahoma. The graphs show smooth undulations indicating small distortions in the Earth's surface. Like ocean tides, the largest distortions for land tides appears to be when there is a new or full moon, because this is when the sun and the moon are aligned and the lunar and solar distortions combine. Land tides, ladies and
yesterday.
gentlemen.
Did you feel any land rise?
It's been happening all the time. You wouldn't notice it, would you? It says the importance of land tides, right? Because these are important. You didn't know about them, but they're important. It says, in addition to using land tides to test their equipment, they use land tides to test their equipment.
What?
Scientists are interested in studying their effect on volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Scientists have not yet found any correlations between land tides and earthquakes, but they have found a relationship between the tides and volcanic eruptions because of the movement of magma or molten rock inside volcanoes. 2007 article, Earth Tides. So
you mean the magma pours out?
Anybody find any? Yeah, 2007. Anybody reckon it goes back any later than 2007? Because that would mean it's like within our lifetime, within the last like 15 years, the development of land tides, while we weren't noticing it at all. We had people talking about level and the water level and completely ignoring the water tide, even though we have a mean.
How much does this land move? Like, are they giving an amount?
It says usually about 12 inches or so twice a day. I mean, that's quite a lot, isn't it? To be on your house and know that you've like gone up 12 inches and back down 12 inches. Up 12 inches, down 12 inches. Twice a day.
Hold on a second, sir.
No way.
Saying the entire continent are doing this?
Dude, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it's globe science. It's blue marble science.
Stop the train now.
It is not possible to not detect it by your own senses.
They test their equipment with it. It's the importance of it. It says...
Oh, God.
No, this is important. Lives are at stake, but still, I don't feel it.
Well, they test their equipment with it. They use it to test equipment. I don't know what equipment.
Like equipment, like bullshitometer.
Yeah, to see how much bullshit they can get away with, probably. Blue Marble will tell you what it is. They'll know over there.
We have to adjust our altimeter within 6 inches of airport to airport because it would affect our landings. And you're telling me the land moves a foot and we don't adjust for that?
Yep. Yeah, well, your altimeter must work with the surface, probably, on the globe. I don't know. The experts will be over there on Blue Marble Science. Anybody's curious, they'll know about it. We could just make shit up if you want. I mean, it seems to be the way they do it. Could give it a go. I think that's how you do globe science. Sorry. Blue marble science. Make sure you don't forget about this land tide, because we heard about it and then forgot about it because it sounded fucking ridiculous. But I mean,
first time I'm ever hearing about it.
Me too. I usually don't look forward to Mondays, but Monday when we go flying, I'm gonna like be looking around and they're gonna, he's gonna have to ask me, "What are you doing? What are you looking for?" Oh, the
moon.
The land tide
You'll have to
indicator.
check the moon. Check the moon.
As he's adjusting the altimeter to like 4 inches, I'm gonna go, well, where's the land tide altimeter? I mean, surely you have an instrument that tells you the runway is a foot higher or lower, when we have another instrument that tells us that within inches.
Who is that dude that did with Owen Benjamin that did that Globe Earth sniper skit? We need to get a hold of him because there's a whole Globe Earth pilot thing now he can do. Dude, you keep missing the runway every single time we fly together. You miss the runway. No, we have to adjust for the land tides, dude. Come on.
Crowder. His name is Crowder. Something Crowder.
No. Owen Benjamin that's the Bears, right? I guess I think it's Mountain Bear or something like that. Yeah, I think he's got a channel. He's got a whole channel of animations. It's hysterical.
Oh,
but that's a good one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one. Globe Earth pilot, because you have to nose down every so often, every few seconds, right? That's another one.
Yeah. Well, they must have done that one already. Globe Earth.
Yeah. Globe Earth pilot. Oh man.
Not seeing the graph on the Oklahoma. Well, what time are we at? 11 o'clock. Are we still up for a AA session, Kevin? Because I'm Friday nights. I think we're done.
Yeah, it's up to the gang. Yeah, we could certainly do something.
Sweet. How's everybody else feeling? Anybody got any other topics you want to bring up for Friday night, or do you want to go into the advanced analytics session after party?
How can we beat land tides, bro? How?
Yeah, may as well finish on a high. Right, okie dokie then. Thank you very much for thanks very much for listening. And we tried to do a roundup. I hope we did, but I'm not too sure. It's a bit of a strange one. It's been one hell of a weird week. Don't know what we got to come next week, but more of the same. We're moving into a new era of communication. It seems like a lot of people don't like to talk to us, but hey, I can waffle on a load of shit all night, do it all week. So come join us on Monday. It is Model Affliction Monday, and we will be back.
They don't like to talk to you, but they like to talk about you.
They always like to talk about me, yes.
Definitely created a lot of conversations for those guys. Thanks, Beth.
Yeah, there's plenty of content over there for Blue. So thanks. Join us again on Model Affliction Monday, and we'll be no doubt going over some of the events that are going to happen either today or tomorrow or whatever. Don't forget, if you're ever struggling with any model, like doubt or anything like that, just get over there. Blue Marble Science, he's your man. That's where they have every one of the globe proofs available. They'll teach you them. See you Monday. Oh, sorry. If you want to come in and get involved in the advanced analytics section, please come into Discord, but we are going to be making it an exclusive. So come and jump in. If you don't see us around, put a chat in the thing and we might pull you into the area. Thanks a lot. And we're going over I Can Science That. See you Monday.
It is probably the single most important mathematical idea of all. The notion of proof by circle and line or ruler and compass construction means that geometry can be known about in a way that is different from knowing about physical things, and so makes geometry epistemically differentiated. Furthermore, starting from circles and lines alone and constructing a relationship using circles and lines alone makes the conclusions certain in a way that nothing else was at the time. In geometric reasoning, the argument and the conclusions were made supremely clear and evident to the senses. Indeed, the concept of proof, a mechanism that gave a warrant for claiming geometry to be perfectly and absolutely true, made geometry the very paradigm of what we mean true and certain knowledge to be. In effect, in our understanding of nature, true means true, like geometry is true.
Come go with me. Open your mind. Was all I ever knew. Finding the knowledge of the real world starts with the point of which has no parts. These are the axioms of life.
True.
And I'll take my chances with the old ways, finding the proofs in geometry.
Perfect.
And I don't care what all the sophists say, I'll find the proofs
We call this
in reality. They were right.
We call this
We know that they were right.
True. We call this proof. Like geometry is true.
Starting circles and lines alone, constructing the nature of what's known.
We call this
conclusions are clear and the evidence seen. This 3D space works perfectly, and I'll take my chances with the old ways, finding the proofs in geometry. And I don't care what all the sophists say, I'll find the proofs in reality.
Geometry is true. Perfect. Absolutely.
And all around you is sinking sand. You'll have a place on which to stand. Foundations were already built for you.
Absolutely true.
Open your mind, and I'll take my chances with the older ways, hearing the words of what the ancients said. They say my words sound like sorcery, but there's wisdom in all honesty.
True.
Come go with me. Open your mind. Come go with me. We'll find the truth.
True.